It's Thursday, September 25th.
We're going to have a conversation about what that in-office coverage looks like over a 5-day period.
A mandate to see municipal workers return to the office 5 days a week in the new year will remain in place after hours of debate at City Hall Wednesday.
It just reinforced that we need to have strong procedures in place, obviously, to preserve, privacy, and it applies to all Canadians.
An Ottawa RBC employee has been charged after allegedly accessing Prime Minister Mark Carney's personal bank account.
And how legislation named for a late Ottawa teenager is helping make a difference when it comes to concussion and head injury awareness. Your Morning Ottawa starts right now.
Good morning. I'm Rosie Edden.
I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb, and I am still dreaming of winning $20K, and what a difference that could make in your bank account. And guess what? The CTV Your Morning $20K giveaway continues this week, so make sure you tune in every hour for your daily code word. And of course, I can't win $20,000, but you sure can.
Yeah, we can never win these contests, but that's okay. You guys deserve it more than we do. Keep an eye out later this hour for today's code word and your chance to get in to win some big money. The contest will continue, and again, make sure each and every day you need that code word. So tune in, and we'll be dispersing it throughout the program.
I love this. It's like throwing money around. There you go. There's the money. There you go. That's wonderful. I think, again, it can never be said enough.
Yeah.
$20,000 can do some damage, no doubt about it, which is a lot of fun.
But a big dent in savings, too.
There you go. Absolutely. Ottawa City Council has voted to leave the back-to-office mandate for City of Ottawa workers in place, despite one councillor's efforts to rescind the mandate. The plan will send employees back to the office 5 days a week in January, while allowing for flexibility for hybrid work arrangements. Unions representing government workers rallied outside City Hall yesterday, protesting the city manager's plan to bring staff back to the office 5 days a week. Inside council chambers, Councillor Jeff Leeper's motion to rescind the 5-day office mandate never even made it to a vote. Instead, councillors voted to stand by City Manager Wendy Stephenson's authority to make staffing decisions, but also asked her to encourage managers to accommodate and even maintain hybrid work arrangements wherever possible.
We still have our alternative work arrangement policy. That's not going away. But what it means is that as an employer and in consultation with our employees, we're going to have a conversation about what that in-office coverage looks like over a 5-day period.
The city says roughly 93% of city staff are already in the workplace daily, impacting only a minority of city workers.
An employee at the Royal Bank of Canada has been officially charged with accessing the bank records of Prime Minister Mark Carney. Finance Minister François-Philippe Champagne was asked about this while leaving yesterday's caucus meeting.
I have barely seen the report, so it's difficult for me to comment on something specific, but it just reinforced that we need to have strong procedures in place, obviously, to preserve, privacy, and it applies to all Canadians.
The RCMP have charged 23-year-old Ibrahim El Hakim of Ottawa with fraud over $5,000, unauthorized use of a computer, identity theft, and trafficking in identity information. RBC says the individual named is no longer employed at the bank.
The current mandate for public service workers to be in the office at least 3 days a week is throwing a wrench in the federal government's plan to offload a big portion of its office space. The government had initially planned to offload 50% of its office portfolio by 2034, generating a savings of $3.9 billion over the next 10 years. It's now projecting it will get rid of about 33%. Public Services and Procurement Canada says changes in hybrid work, the requirement for employees to be in the office at least 3 days a week, along with growth in the public service, means they need more office space.
Not unsurprising to me. Given what I know about the broader federal government, I'm lucky enough that my organization has done a really good job with in-office space. We haven't needed to sort of sit on the floors or fight for space.
In a statement, the president of the Public Service Alliance of Canada says the irony would be comical if it weren't tragic. We've made it clear for years that remote work would save the government billions of dollars. Instead, they are firing thousands of workers and putting Canada's public services at risk.
Doug Ford has called photo radar cameras a cash grab, saying that there's better ways to slow down drivers, and he's hinting that legislation is on the way. Now Ottawa's police chief is weighing in on the Premier's push for municipalities across the province to get rid of them.
We've seen cameras working here now for a number of years. I think we've all driven through them. I have as well too. And this is about changing behavior. And I can tell you, when I drive through an area where there's cameras, everyone's slowing down around me. And that's a good thing. That means that they're working.
Now, while Ford is proposing replacing speed cameras with other traffic calming measures like speed bumps and flashing signs in school zones, the Ontario Association of Chiefs of Police say the cameras work and help free up police resources. There are currently 60 photo radar cameras with plans to put up another 24 by the end of the year, but it is unclear if any upcoming provincial legislation could impact those plans. 2 people are facing charges after a drug trafficking investigation in Western Quebec. Gatineau police officers executed a search warrant at a home in Val-des-Monts last week. They seized nearly 30 pounds of cannabis, THC gummies, vapes, 2 long guns, a Dodge Ram truck, and $14,000 in cash. Police arrested a Belleville resident and a Val-des-Monts resident.
A new poll shows Ontario residents are split on whether the province should eliminate school board trustees. The provincial education minister has floated the idea amid a review of the governance of school boards across the province. Abacus data surveyed 2,000 Ontario residents. 33% said they would support getting rid of elected trustees, while 36% were opposed. 25% of respondents were unsure.
The list of the most popular baby names in Canada is out, and a couple of familiar choices dominate the charts for the 9th year running.
Olivia is the most popular name for girls, while Noah tops the list for boys for the 4th straight year. Runners-up were Liam and Charlotte.
However, Sophia with a PH and Sophia with an F came in separately in 5th and 6th if combined. That name would topple Olivia's reign as most popular.
Interesting, because of the different spellings of Sophia.
I have a dear, dear friend, Olivia.
Oh,
gosh,
such beautiful
it's just a
names.
dear fan, and it's a beautiful name.
Yeah.
And then it goes well, like Olivia, and then Oliver. If you get a boy, you know,
cute. Yeah,
Oliver.
yeah.
You do that?
Combination.
Yeah.
And my closest friends had a baby last year, and Liam. And I said, why don't you just
Very
add
popular.
a couple extra letters in front of that, and then you got my name. And I said, come on, you're almost there.
Yeah.
But yeah, very popular names, which is, it's always fun to see this time of year what names are hot or not.
Yeah, and it's funny when you have 2. I found the first name, Luca's name, Nigel and I had for years before we even had him. And as soon as we got pregnant and knew it was a boy, we're like, it's a Luca, because we just love the name so much. It was so easy. Our daughter we struggled with because we wanted something that worked well with Luca.
There you
But
go.
it was a harder time, but we finally settled on Lola.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Great names.
There's always a story behind everybody's name, right? And the reasonings why they chose it. For us here today, we're going to see some rain in the forecast. So something we haven't seen a lot of in quite some time. We're seeing some light rain out there this morning, but it is quite mild if you are just waking up. We're already sitting at 15 degrees to start off your day. A little bit cloudy right now in Brockville as well as in Trenton, Cornwall. Currently in Ottawa, we're seeing some very light scattered showers, but this is what we're seeing in our satellite radar. So it started raining a little bit later than we anticipated. We were expecting some rain overnight, and it really started early this morning. Sometime before 5 a.m. is when we started to see that rain. And this is kind of what we're going to see throughout the region throughout the entire day ahead. So we're expecting these showers to linger this morning right through into your evening hours, and quite a lot of rain as well. We could see upwards of 15 to 25 millimeters of rain in the forecast for us today. So a very soggy Thursday forecast for us. It will start to clear up overnight tonight around 2 o'clock in the morning, but then into your day tomorrow, it will start off off sunny in the day on Friday, but there is a chance we could see these little spotty showers in the afternoon. You can see those little blobs of green, so we could see some spotty showers again tomorrow in the afternoon. The good news is the weekend is looking nice and dry, very sunny and quite hot, especially as we head into Sunday. 20 degrees is our daytime high for today, so you will need the umbrella today, the rain jacket and the rain boots, and that's because we could see upwards of 25 millimeters of rain by the end of the day today. Temperatures pretty warm across the region, still a little bit above seasonal. 20 is the high for Ottawa, Pembroke, 19 in Bancroft, 23 out in Trenton for your daytime high today, 20 in Gatineau. Kittigan's will be a daytime high of 18, but everybody really seeing some rain into the afternoon today. In the 7-day forecast, you'll see once we head to the weekend, gorgeous. 24 for tomorrow, so a little bit warmer than today. Could still see those lingering scattered showers into the afternoon, but at least we will get to see a little bit of sunshine. The weekend is looking beautiful. 23 is the high for Saturday. 26 is your high on Sunday, so very hot weather on the way. And even though as we head into our first full week of fall next week, it's still going to feel very much like summer. On your roads this morning, here's a live look at your time saver traffic, and we are collision free. No major issues east to west. Traffic is smooth sailing. A bit of a break from the rain in some of the areas on your ride in this morning. Will.
Loving that forecast. Thank you once again, Melissa. Well, coming up next on Your Morning Ottawa, we have the positive impact of Rowan's Law and kids learning about brain injury awareness. That story is coming up in just a matter of a few moments. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam, and I know Melissa has that beautiful sunshine expected throughout the week. But of course, this time of year, it takes a little bit longer for that sunshine to poke up and say hello, but it's on the way after some rainfall. Happy Thursday, everybody. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa. It is 6:11 a.m.
Your morning just got a little brighter. Wake up and start your day with CTV Your Morning, and you could be $20,000 richer. Simply watch CTV Your Morning Ottawa for the daily code word. Then enter it online at ctvottawa.ca for your chance to win. Imagine what you could do with an extra $20,000. CTV Your Morning's $20,000 giveaway. Watch CTV Your Morning Ottawa, weekday morning 6 to 9.
Welcome back. Here are the big stories we are following today on Your Morning Ottawa. Ottawa City Council has voted to leave the back to office mandate for City of Ottawa workers in place. An employee at the Royal Bank of Canada has been officially charged with accessing the bank records of Prime Minister Mark Carney. And 2 people are facing charges after a drug trafficking investigation in Western Quebec.
And taking a look at the weather for what we have on your Thursday, something that we haven't seen a lot of. Showers continue, potentially up to 15 millimeters through the day today. Those daytime high values won't get nearly as warm as what we saw yesterday, not cracking 20 degrees. Not a lot of sunshine, but it is promised through the weekend forecast where the temperatures now look a lot warmer. And taking a look at the roads at this hour, no incidents to report at this time. Fog patches as well, not nearly as bad as they have been over the last couple of days, but with the showers expected, just a reminder to take your time out on the roads.
When an Ottawa teenager passed away after multiple concussions in 2013, her death sparked calls for change. Now, Rowan Stringer's legacy lives on through legislation called Rowan's Law. As CTV's Dave Charbonneau tells us, there are signs it is making a difference.
When I was playing rugby once, I should not have kept going because it hurt really badly and I knew I should stay out of the game.
Lucy Byrne and Kenzie Carrier know firsthand the risks of playing through a head injury.
I was tackled onto the ground, and then as I was getting up, my player was running over me. She kicked me right in the head and I completely just fell down to the ground. I ended up diving for a ball and I hit my head on the ground when I dove for the ball. So it was not a fun experience to have, so headaches after.
The third Wednesday of September is Rowan's Law Day, helping bring awareness to concussions in sport. It's named in honor of Rowan Stringer, an Ottawa teen who died in 2013 while trying to play through a concussion. The law mandates sports organizations to follow strict guidelines to identify injuries and to protect athletes.
Oftentimes, athletes try and push themselves to the limits, and as you can see in Rowan's case, it didn't end well, and we really want to eliminate that risk.
Wednesday, grade 12 students at St. Peter Catholic School helped spread that awareness to some of the younger students.
Our whole purpose is spreading the awareness of head safety and concussion awareness and the severity of, injuries to the head, and trying to keep that dialogue of communicating with health professionals, your parents, your teachers, your coach.
A new report shows Rowan's Law has made a difference. Sports-related traumatic injuries have dropped by nearly 10%.
These injuries are life-altering, and they're very, very challenging, not for the people, just the people themselves, but the families.
When in doubt, sit them out.
The message from Rugby Ontario is clear, and now coaches, officials, and even spectators have the tools to help.
So anytime that there is a suspected head injury or concussion within the field of play, whether that be in the match or in a training environment, officials around the game, coaches, parents, spectators are now equipped with the knowledge and the resources to be able to trigger a blue card, which will ultimately remove that player from play.
For Kenzie Carrier, she's glad the rules are in place.
They ended up sort of testing me and testing my memory, testing my balance, dizziness, all of that. And then I had to sit off for the rest of the practice.
Dave Charbonneau, CTV News.
So I think this is wonderful. And, I'm always okay to share with our viewers too. I've had multiple concussions from wakeboarding and playing hockey, and within the last year and a half I got another one, and it wasn't necessarily something that was overwhelming. I caught my chin on a bar of gymnastics, didn't knock me out or anything, and it was the next day where I completely felt like a different person. And it was months where I went through like a mental struggle where I didn't even know, like I knew who I was, but it was like I was a completely different person outside of who I normally was.
Okay.
And I couldn't do anything. People would come to my house and they would see like I was, the energy that I had, like the demeanor, it was all gone. And it's a real struggle mentally. And you understand this too when you can't have the outlet of athletics, right? Because we like to work out and do these things every day to keep you sane.
And you couldn't do that.
You couldn't do that and you lose it. And I think it's really important that we continue to grow the conversation about concussions and what they have, because it can alter your complete state.
I'm glad that you're better and you followed up, right? Yeah, it's really important.
Had a wonderful team, but yeah, it's great that we're continuing to have that awareness, because it can be really devastating. Well, a plan to send City of Ottawa staff back to the office in the new year will remain in place after hours of debate yesterday, but the city manager says there will be discussions and an alternate arrangement on a case-by-case basis. Let's bring in Bill Carroll from the Morning Rush and News Talk 580 CFRA. And Bill, what are your initial thoughts on this? And I find it interesting that we're having the return to work, but then while also at the same time trying to manage the loss of the buildings for revenue.
Yeah, I think what surprised me most yesterday was the sudden change in tone about the debate being, this is really the city manager's call. Let's keep politics out of that. But you were debating it at City Hall. It was a little late for that conversation. So it all sounded a little convenient. Let's lay the blame on the city manager for this. Then we can kind of walk away from it. But in the end, that's actually probably how it should be, that politicians, city council members, shouldn't be deciding on the day-to-day running of City Hall when it comes to managing staff. Leave it up to the city manager, because we can have this conversation about whether or not the city will be better served by public servants who are in their office all the time versus working from home some of the time. The impact it's having on morale and camaraderie and the ability to collaborate and be creative, and all of those things, they're very different in every kind of workplace. Work from home works better in some situations than it does in the other. So it actually would be a good thing if we could take politics out of it at the provincial level, the municipal level, the federal level. But I think it's hard to do that, because ultimately it's the politicians who decided to shut things down initially during COVID, and now they got to make the decisions to bring people back. But I do think overall, the more people I talk to, and I know I see these studies that keep popping up that say, people say they're happier working at home. Well, maybe that's true for some people, but I certainly know others who also say they find it very isolating and demotivating. So depends on the person, depends on the job. It's all situational. But I think we're going to have to get used to it. If you work for the city of Ottawa, you're going to be coming back to work more often starting next year.
Yep, you said it perfectly. It's personal. Each person is a little bit different on if they want to go back to work or they like the at-home. 50% was the original plan, now down, offloading to 33%. So a big change. Bill, we'll talk about it a little bit later on in your show. We'll talk to you in about an hour or so.
All right, I'll see you then.
You can listen to The Morning Rush with Bill Carroll on Newstalk 580 CFRA weekdays from 6 till 10 in the morning.
This is the evergreen forest. Quiet, peaceful, serene. That is until Bert Raccoon wakes up.
Coming up later this morning, we are meeting the creator of the Canadian classic cartoon, The Raccoons.
So today in the social room, we are asking you what was your favorite cartoon as a kid. We would love to have you join the conversation. You can let us know your morning Ottawa at ctv.ca.
Oh, it's so good. I remember the Raccoons, absolutely. And it's so great that we're going to have the creator coming on the show. So got to ask each and every one of you, Melissa, what's your favorite cartoon?
Mine was Gabby's Dollhouse, and it's not from when I was a kid. It's from as an adult with my daughter.
Oh, yay, let's go.
So my husband makes fun of me because we put these cartoons on, and I get so I zone in so much that he's talking to me, and I'm like, what? Sorry, what were you saying? I'm watching my show.
Yeah, that's like your show.
So I love it. It's so cute. I wish it was around when I was a kid, but it wasn't. But, you know, I get to enjoy it now, which is
there
great.
There you go. You know, for me, it's similar. I'm watching a show, love my favorite cartoon is the one that my daughter watched, Powerpuff Girls. Ooh. Absolutely love that.
Yes.
Blossom, Bubbles, Buttercup. Love Buttercup because she was like the mean one.
Oh,
she was in green. She was always angry. And it was so cool because they were like accidentally created in a lab, and then they're three sisters to save Townsville, you know, from evildoers. And there's a professor who created them. And they're just so cool. I just love it. I feel like they were ahead of their time.
Right.
It's all about like girl power. So
I love it.
Just love it.
I also loved Powerpuff Girls. There was always like Powerpuff Girls and then Fairly Odd Parents, like back to back.
Yes.
That was on YTV, and that was a staple after school.
Oh,
absolutely. What about you?
So mine's going to be probably no surprise to many people that know me, but it's the one show that I always and will forever love. There he is, Ask Ketchum, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go.
Pokemon, baby. Still holds true to this day, and I will say this was also, it's nostalgic because it was the first time that my siblings and I got together and did something together because we all had piano lessons. And one of us would always have to miss Pokemon because of the lesson. So we collectively went together to my parents and said, we quit. We can't miss Pokemon.
Can't do it.
That's hilarious.
Pokemon.
And still to this day, it's the only game that I'll play like on my phone, the old Game Boy game.
We do that.
Amazing.
But it's just, it's still like my favorite cartoon for time.
I love
Massive
it.
hit.
Wow, we'll be hearing from you later on in the show as well. We are asking you, what was your favorite cartoon as a child? Send your comments to us at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca.
Well, coming up next, more details after an RBC employee here in Ottawa was charged after allegedly snooping in on Prime Minister Mark Carney's personal bank account. More on those details coming up in just a matter of moments. It is 6:28 on your Thursday morning. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa.
I'm Rosie Edda.
Happy Thursday, everybody. I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb, and I'm still very confused about the Pokemon world that Will is trying to explain to me, and it's like a different language.
Yeah, so I put here, so when you start Pokemon, you can choose between 3. So there's Charmander, Bulbasaur, and Squirtle. And I just said, which one would you choose on your Pokemon journey?
I'm like, sour?
I really nerd out with Pokemon.
Sure do.
We'll talk about Pokemon a little bit later, but first to your top stories. Ottawa City Council has voted to leave the back-to-office mandate for City of Ottawa workers in place, despite one councillor's efforts to rescind the mandate. The plan will send employees back to the office 5 days a week in January, while allowing for flexibility for hybrid work arrangements.
Executive Director of
Unions representing government workers rallied outside City Hall yesterday protesting the city manager's plan to bring staff back to the office 5 days a week. Inside council chambers, Councillor Jeff Leeper's motion to rescind the 5-day office mandate never even made it to a vote. Instead, councillors voted to stand by city manager Wendy Stephenson's authority to make staffing decisions, but also asked her to encourage managers to accommodate and even maintain hybrid work arrangements wherever possible.
We still have our alternative work arrangement policy. That's not going away. But what it means is that as an employer and in consultation with our employees, we're going to have a conversation about what that in-office coverage looks like over a 5-day period.
The city says roughly 93% of city staff are already in the workplace daily, impacting only a minority of city workers.
An employee at the Royal Bank of Canada has been officially charged with accessing the bank records of Prime Minister Mark Carney. Finance Minister Francois-Philippe Champagne was asked about this while leaving yesterday's caucus meeting.
I have barely seen the report, so it's difficult for me to comment on something specific, but it just reinforced that we need to have strong procedures in place, obviously, to preserve, privacy, and it applies to all Canadians.
The RCMP have charged 23-year-old Ibrahim El Hakim of Ottawa with fraud over $5,000, unauthorized use of a computer, identity theft, and trafficking and identity information. RBC says the individual named is no longer employed at the bank. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Mark Carney is headed to the UK later today talking trade. Over the next 3 days, Carney will meet with UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer and the Prime Ministers of Iceland, Australia, Spain, and Denmark. Carney is also expected to sit down with business leaders and investors as part of a push to advance trade with international partners.
The current mandate for public service workers to be in the office at least 3 days a week is throwing a wrench in the federal government's plan to offload a big portion of its office space. The government had initially planned to offload 50% of its office portfolio by 2034, generating a savings of $3.9 billion over the next 10 years. It's now projecting it will get rid of about 33%. Public Services and Procurement Canada says changes in hybrid work, the requirement for employees to be in the office at least 3 days a week, along with growth in the public service, means they need more office space.
Not unsurprising to me, given what I know about the broader federal government. I'm lucky enough that my organization has done a really good job with in-office space. We haven't needed to sort of sit on the floors or fight for space.
In the statement, the president of the Public Service Alliance of Canada says the irony would be comical if it weren't tragic. We've made it clear for years that remote work would save the government billions of dollars. Instead, they're firing thousands of workers and putting Canada's public services at risk.
Doug Ford has called photo radar cameras a cash grab for weeks, saying that there's better ways to slow down drivers, and he's hinting that legislation is on the way. Now Ottawa's police chief is weighing in on the Premier's push for municipalities across the province to get rid of them.
We've seen cameras working here now for a number of years. I think we've all driven through them. I have as well too. And this is about changing behavior. And I can tell you, when I drive through an area where there's cameras, everyone's slowing down around me. And that's a good thing. That means that they're working.
Now, while Ford is proposing replacing speed cameras with other traffic calming measures like speed bumps and flashing signs in school zones, the Ontario Association of Chiefs of Police say the cameras work and they also free up police resources. There are currently 60 photo radar cameras with plans to put up another 24 by the end of the year, but it's unclear if any upcoming provincial legislation could impact those plans. 2 people are facing charges after a drug trafficking investigation in Western Quebec. Gatineau police officers executed a search warrant at a home in Val-des-Monts last week. They seized nearly 30 pounds of cannabis, THC gummies, vapes, 2 long guns, a Dodge Ram truck, and $14,000 in cash. Police arrested a Belleville resident and a Val-des-Monts resident.
A new poll shows Ontario residents are split on whether the province should eliminate school board trustees. The provincial education minister has floated the idea amid a review of the governance of school boards across the province. Abacus data surveyed 2,000 Ontario residents. 33% said they would support getting rid of elected trustees, while 36% were opposed. 25% of respondents were unsure.
And it's time for our daily code word because your morning just got a whole lot richer. We are giving away that 20K, and we got your daily code word for today.
Woo! Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. A dream vacation, home renovations, paying off bills. Oh, the possibilities are endless.
And you got a couple weeks still to think about it if you do win. Today's code word is 1,000. And you got 20 of those bad boys if you win. Head to the contest page on ctvottawa.ca or scan that QR code on the right side of your screen. Enter the code word 1,000 along with your info for your chance to win CTV Your Morning Ottawa's $20,000 giveaway. But make sure you tune in with us each and every day this week because we will have a brand new code word in the morning show. Good luck to everybody.
Amazing. And that's like enough money where you could do some damage or spend it on something you really love, but also be responsible, like I'm trying to be as an adult, and, you know, put some into your savings or maybe pay off some debt or, you know, put it on a mortgage or a car. There's so many options you could do with that.
That's adulting. That's nice. That's very smart. Very smart.
Yours to do with as you please.
Yes, we're learning as we go, right? Yeah. It's a wet start to your morning. We're seeing some light scattered showers out there already this morning, and this afternoon is going to stay wet. We could see upwards of 25 millimeters of rain. Don't worry, because the weekend, sunny and very, very hot, especially as we head into Sunday. We have some very hot weather on the way. Temps right now sitting at 50, not so bad to start off your morning. It's pretty mild out there already, but we are seeing those light scattered showers. It started raining around 5 a.m. and will continue to rain right through into the late part of your afternoon. Temps really similar across the region. Most of us sitting in those mid to high teens, so not a bad looking start to your day, minus the rain. We are seeing some wet weather, but you know what? We are indeed still in need of some rain, so not too bad out there as we will get the rain out of the way for Thursday, Friday, and then we'll see a nice dry weekend in the forecast for us. So we will continue to see the rain. Heavy at times. You can see that dark green on your screen, so we could see upwards of 25 millimeters by the end of the day. Still raining into your evening, but will clear up overnight tonight. Tomorrow, it will start off nice and sunny early in the morning on Friday. However, into the afternoon, we could see those little blobs of green. So we could see a few scattered showers late in the afternoon for tomorrow. The good news is the weekend looking nice and dry and very clear. So on your drive in, could see some scattered showers. Same with your drive home. So pavement could be a little bit slippery for your morning commute as well as your evening commute today. But overall, temperature is not so bad. Still a little bit above the norm, sitting at 20 degrees. Average is around 18 for this time of the year, and you can see most areas seeing above seasonal temperatures. 19 in Bancroft, 20 out in the valley to start off your day into the afternoon. 16 will be the daytime high over in Mont-Tremblant. So your 7-day forecast is looking great, especially temperature-wise. We're going to continue to see these summer-like temps right through until next week. 24 for tomorrow. Again, more sunshine in the forecast as we head into Friday, but the weekend absolutely stunning. 23 and 26 are your daytime highs, mainly sunny skies. We will see that sunshine and very warm weather next week.
Weather brought to you by Manotick Place Retirement Community, a community you can call home.
Still collision free on your roads this hour, but you can see a little bit of wet pavement as you make your way into work. We are collision free and no major issues east to west.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers, 1-800-JUSTICE.
The Prime Minister has been the victim of an alleged privacy breach by an employee of Canada's largest bank. The RCMP have criminally charged a 23-year-old man with 4 charges, including fraud and identity theft. CTV's Abigail Beeman has the details.
It all started in July with a tip-off complaint from RBC to the Mounties. Police accused then-bank employee Ibrahim El Hakim of accessing, among other things, Prime Minister Mark Carney's personal data. The 23-year-old faces 4 charges: fraud over $5,000, unauthorized use of computer, identity theft, and trafficking in identity information. RCMP won't say if they believe the suspect is linked to organized crime.
This is the Prime Minister's financial information. And what I gather from this is that This is clearly information that could be potentially leveraged by what we call a threat actor.
The case is being handled by the RCMP's Integrated National Security Enforcement Team, but they note there is no threat to the Prime Minister's safety or national security. For its part, RBC says it independently identified unauthorized system access, took immediate action to engage authorities, and El Hakim is no longer employed at the bank. The bank didn't answer CTV News questions about whether high-profile client accounts are given more protection than average Canadians.
It applies to all Canadians, so it just reminds everyone that, privacy and having system to prevent, fraudulent access to anyone's file is something that we should all be concerned about.
I'm not aware of those details, actually. Yeah, but that would worry me. Yeah.
The suspect has another court appearance here in Ottawa next week. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Ottawa.
Yeah, it's nerve-wracking. You got to be careful, but it looks like they're on top of things, which is good.
Right, absolutely.
All right, here's a live look through our sky cam, and it's looking like a pretty nice-looking morning. Yes, it's a little dark, but Melissa says we got some rain to deal with throughout the day, so keep the umbrella handy. You're watching CTV Your Morning Ottawa.
Welcome back, everybody. Here are the big stories that we are following today on Your Morning Ottawa. Ottawa City Council has voted to leave the back-to-office mandate for City of Ottawa workers in place. An employee at the Royal Bank of Canada has been officially charged for allegedly accessing the bank records of Prime Minister Mark Carney, and 2 people are facing charges after a drug trafficking investigation in Western Quebec.
In your forecast today, we're seeing a little bit of rain for your Thursday. We are expecting scattered showers this morning into your afternoon. 20 is the daytime high today. We could see upwards of 15 to 25 millimeters of rain by the end of the day today. A few more scattered showers into your afternoon for tomorrow, but we'll also get to see some sunshine. Then the weekend is looking beautiful. 23 for Saturday with lots of sunshine on the way. On your roads this hour, here's a live look at your time saver traffic, and here's your morning commute. You can see some wet pavement. No major issues to report. We are still collision free. Just starting to see some volume build, especially if you're heading eastbound, heading into downtown. It is a little slow this hour.
Today in the social room, we are asking you what your favorite cartoon was as a kid, and that's because the raccoon celebrating 40 years, a Canadian cartoon. Well, we've got the creator coming in a little bit later, so here's what you had to say. Jeff says, my favorite cartoons were Garfield and Transformers. Oh yeah, remember those.
I feel like we're going to get some great options here. We're all going to go down the nostalgia rabbit hole. Giselle says, without a doubt, my favorite cartoon as a child was Mighty Mouse. Yes, I'm that old.
I love it.
And Lauren says, my favorite cartoons when I was a kid were Bugs Bunny and Spider-Man. Classics.
Very, very much so.
Right?
Absolutely. Spider-Man does whatever a spider can.
Look at that.
Here we go. Beverly says, my favorite cartoon was the Flintstones. I used to rush home at lunch from school to watch it. It was the only time my mom would let us eat in front of the TV. Yabba dabba doo.
Oh, I love it.
You know what we were saying earlier? Like, now it's weird. They'll never experience having to rush home to see it because it's all streamed and stuff. So
yeah, you can watch it whenever you want.
Well, Cindy says the cartoon I loved watching when I was a kid was Hercules.
Oh, my goodness. There we go.
Dina says, my favorite cartoons were Gem and the Holograms.
Yes.
Girl power.
Yes.
LOL. Yes. I had the Barbies, the Gem Barbies.
Remember that? What's that? Gem is truly outrageous. Truly, truly, truly outrageous. Yeah, okay. Take me way back.
We can do this all day.
We really can. That's so wonderful. You know, we're going to be hearing from you later on in the show. We are asking, what was your favorite cartoon as a kid? Send us your comments at yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca. Coming up next, it is time for your morning fix. Jessica Chastain is speaking out against Apple TV Plus for its decision about an upcoming show she is starring in. We're going to tell you more about that. That's coming up next. Here's a live look from our Skycam on George Street. Sun has hasn't risen just yet. It looks like it's going to be a wet one. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa. We will be right back. Good morning.
Time for your morning fix, and congratulations are in order for Rihanna and her partner A$AP Rocky. They've welcomed their third baby. Rihanna revealed her third pregnancy at this year's Met Gala back in May, and this time it's a baby girl named Rocky, the couple's first after having two boys, RZA and Riot. And I remember a quote not too long ago. He was like, oh, I feel like this one's going to be the girl.
Oh.
Yeah, so I think that, you know, they were hoping for a girl maybe because they have two boys,
Right.
and then they finally got their girl. And the photo of them,
So cute.
Rihanna's in pink with these big bows, and so is the baby, and it's just so precious.
The manifesting works.
Right? Exactly.
Absolutely. We were talking, I was like, you know what, Melissa? I think they're going to go for baby number 4.
Yeah.
2 boys,
I could
2
see
girls,
it.
maybe?
Yeah, we might try that. Have to wait and
But
see.
congratulations, though.
Jessica Chastain is speaking out after Apple announced it would pause the release of an upcoming TV show she's starring in the wake of Charlie Kirk's murder.
It's going to be a coordinated mass attack. Locked and loaded, been planted for months. The hunt has begun.
The thriller stars the Academy Award winner as an expert investigator who infiltrates online hate organizations in the hopes of thwarting massive domestic terrorist acts. Apple TV Plus announced it would hold off on releasing the limited series for now. Chastain released a statement saying she is, in quote, not aligned with their decision to do so. She says the increase of political violence in America makes the series more urgent, and she looks forward to the show's release.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's going to be an interesting one. I feel like it's one of those ones that you're going to get sucked into right away.
Absolutely.
And you're going to be feeling like a part of the show.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And the final trailer dropped for the second Wicked movie.
You can't resist this.
Who could?
You know who could.
The last sneak peek for Wicked for Good brings viewers back to Oz. It tells the rest of the story of the original musical as two witches played by Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande find themselves on opposite sides of a fight for the land's future. Jonathan Bailey, Michelle Yeoh, Jeff Goldblum also make their returns. Wicked for Good hits theaters November 21st.
Marking my calendar.
Right.
Yes, absolutely.
It's so good, and you can stream it now, which is really nice. So if you didn't sit through the full length of the movie, you can watch it, which is great.
And The Wizard of Oz now is playing at the Vegas Sphere.
Ooh.
So now, like, when the tornado and everything hits, it's like you're a part of it, which I think is really cool. And
So nice.
that movie is just like, doesn't get better
So
than that.
good.
Yeah, absolute classic. Okay, here is a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam, and Melissa's telling us, got to keep the umbrella handy, could get a few showers into the afternoon. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa.
CTV and TSN 1200 want you to be the Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week. Your team could win $1,000 for new equipment, tournament fees, or an incredible team party.
Shoot us a quick video uploaded at ctvottawa.ca. Whether it's hockey, ringette, choir, band, or any team in between. Each week, the winning team will join us live in studio at CTV Ottawa at 6 to claim their prize.
Enter today for your chance to be Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week.
The National Capital Region is jam-packed with incredible experiences you don't want to miss. Hey, I'm Sanaya Taylor, your iHeartRadio Weekender, powered by Barrhaven Ford. Get the inside scoop on all the biggest and best events every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on CTV, Move 100, Pure Country 94, TSN 1200, and News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barrhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford dealership, and Ontario's #1 Ford EV dealer.
It's Thursday, September 25th.
We're going to have a conversation about what that in-office coverage looks like over a 5-day period.
A mandate to see municipal workers return to the office 5 days a week in the new year will remain in place after hours of debate at City Hall Wednesday.
Ottawa police are investigating a third fire at a magic mushroom dispensary this month.
And we're checking out some of Ottawa's most luxurious properties in this week's Bennett Real Estate Rundown. Your Morning Ottawa continues right now.
Just after 7 o'clock, welcome. I'm Rosie Edda.
I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb, and we are in store for a little bit of a wet day today, but that's okay because the weekend is looking spectacular.
Yeah, and you know what? We're all feeling good anyway because our fun conversation today is like your most favorite nostalgia cartoons as a kid.
Good.
Continue to send them in, yourmorningottawa@ctv.ca.
Okay, we're going to get to today's top stories. Ottawa City Council has voted to leave the back-to-office mandate for City of Ottawa workers in place, despite one councillor's efforts to rescind the mandate. The plan will send employees back to the office 5 days a week in January, while allowing for flexibility for hybrid work arrangements. Unions representing government workers rallied outside City Hall yesterday, protesting the city manager's plan to bring staff back to the office 5 days a week. Inside council chambers, Councillor Jeff Leeper's motion to rescind the 5-day office mandate never even made it to a vote. Instead, councillors voted to stand by City Manager Wendy Stephenson's authority to make staffing decisions, but also asked her to encourage managers to accommodate and even maintain hybrid work arrangements wherever possible.
We still have our alternative work arrangement policy. That's not going away. But what it means is that as an employer and in consultation with our employees, we're going to have a conversation about what that in-office coverage looks like over a 5-day period.
The city says roughly 93% of city staff are already in the workplace daily, impacting only a minority of city workers.
An employee at the Royal Bank of Canada has been officially charged with accessing the bank records of Prime Minister Mark Carney. Finance Minister François-Philippe Champagne was asked about this while leaving yesterday's caucus meeting.
I have barely seen the report, so it's difficult for me to comment on something specific, but it just reinforced that we need to have strong procedures in place, obviously, to preserve privacy, and it applies to all Canadians.
The RCMP have charged 23-year-old Ibrahim El Hakim of Ottawa with fraud over $5,000, unauthorized use of a computer, identity theft, and trafficking in identity information. RBC says the individual named is no longer employed at the bank. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Mark Carney is headed to the UK later today, just talking about trade. Over the next 3 days, Carney will meet with UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer and the Prime Ministers of Iceland, Australia, Spain, and Denmark. Carney is also expected to sit down with business leaders and investors as part of a push to advance trade with international partners.
The current mandate for public service workers to be in the office at least 3 days a week is throwing a wrench in the federal government's plan to offload a big portion of its office space. The government had initially planned to offload 50% of its office portfolio by 2034, generating a savings of $3.9 billion over the next 10 years. It's now projecting it will get rid of about 33%. Public Services and Procurement Canada says changes in hybrid work, the requirement for employees to be in the office at least 3 days a week, along with growth in the public service, means they need more office space.
Not unsurprising to me, given what I know about the broader federal government. I'm lucky enough that my organization has done a really good job with in-office space. We haven't needed to sort of sit on the floors or fight for space.
In a statement, the president of the Public Service Alliance of Canada says the irony would be comical if it weren't tragic. We've made it clear for years that remote work would save the government billions of dollars. Instead, they're firing thousands of workers and putting Canada's public services at risk.
Ottawa police are investigating a third fire at a magic mushroom dispensary this month. Emergency crews were called to the Fun Guys store on Bank Street in Centertown yesterday. Police have deemed the fire suspicious, and the arson unit is now leading the investigation. The extent of the damage is not clear, but the door of the building has been charred.
An animal rescue agency in Calgary is looking for guinea pig lovers after taking in 33 from a sanctuary in northern Alberta.
The AARCS is looking for foster families and donations to take care of their new residents.
And in case you are wondering, there actually isn't a word for a group of guinea pigs. It's just called a herd.
Oh.
Just a herd.
A herd of guineas.
There you go.
Look at the little guineas.
Oh, so cute.
They are cute. Oh, so sweet. So cute and fluffy.
Cute and fluffy guinea pigs.
Cute and fluffy.
We should get one for the studio.
Yeah.
Now, who's going to take care of that guinea pig?
Yeah, we're going to have to get those details.
Yeah, exactly. We do have your weather picture for today, and this is sent to us from Brent.
Oh, my goodness.
It's a photo of Lake Kippawa. Beautiful picture. Wow. Nice. What a stunning place to be. Of course, it'll be a perfect weekend to go there. Brent, thank you so much for sending that in to us.
Weather picture brought to you by Box Me Up. Moving, staging, renovating. Just box me up.
And of course, we would love to hear from you. Please send your pictures to us. You can see them right here on the show. The best way to do that is email weathershots@ctv.ca. Again, the email address is weathershots@ctv.ca. And in our forecast today, we're dealing with some wet weather. The good news is temps will stay above seasonal, so averages around 17.6 degrees. We'll be above that this afternoon with our daytime high of 20 degrees. Not quite record-breaking, but that's okay because we have some beautiful hot conditions into the weekend. This is what we're seeing right now in our satellite radar. So yes, it is a little bit wet out there. We started to see some rain around 4:30 this morning. That's when we started to see some light scattered showers, and we will kind of continue to see that throughout the day ahead. So not a lot of sunshine in the forecast for your Thursday. Rain will be heavy at times as well. We could see upwards of 15 to 25 millimeters of rain by the end of the day. Overnight, it should clear up, and then early tomorrow morning, some sunshine to kick off your Friday, but then into the afternoon, a few spotty showers is possible for Friday. The good news is Saturday, Sunday looking dry and very, very hot into your weekend forecast. Daytime highs for today, 20 degrees for us here in Ottawa, so still well above that daytime average of 17.6. 21 in Kemptville as well as in Kingston, 21 as well in the Seaway. Kittigan, Zibi, 18 is your daytime high, but everybody really seeing this mixture of cloudy skies with some rain and even a few sunny breaks into your day ahead as well. If you're heading out to the school bus, of course, it is raining a little bit out there this morning, so make sure you grab your rain boots. You need your jacket and your umbrella, as we could see quite a few raindrops into the day ahead, around 25 millimeters in total. So it is looking a little bit wet for your Thursday. 24 is your high for tomorrow. Again, mix of sun and cloud, a few scattered showers into the afternoon. Then your weekend forecast, beautiful, sunny, hot, dry conditions, 23 for Saturday, 26 your daytime high on Sunday. And next week, even though it's our first full week of fall, it's still going to feel more like summer.
7-day weather forecast brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aid Centers, celebrating 80 years in family business.
Eastbound on the 417, we're starting to see some buildup. It starts at the 416 split and continues in through Bronson this morning. Rosie.
Thank you, Melissa. Now, a warning, this next topic, we're talking about human trafficking and sexual violence, and we're also talking about an event that is going to be held to help fight those very issues. And I've got Sarah Tunstall with me right now to talk about that event. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, we're surrounded by beautiful artwork. Tell us what's happening.
Yeah, so there's an event going on. It's hosted by the Ottawa Coalition to End Human Trafficking. The artwork that's going to be displayed at the event will be auctioned, and 100% of whatever that piece is sold for goes to survivors of human trafficking that have created each piece at the event.
Really? They've created each piece.
Yes.
Talk about the organization you're associated with.
Yeah, so the Ottawa Coalition to End Human Trafficking is a network of individuals who work with people who have been trafficked and different stakeholders in the community. So it could be frontline workers, it could be other people with lived experience. We have people from law enforcement, healthcare, things like that.
Okay, this event is happening. Give us the details. Where, when?
Yeah, so it's going to be October 5th, Saturday,
Okay.
October 5th at the Arts Court Theatre. Tickets are on sale. You can find us on Eventbrite. We're really hoping to fill the room on that date. Yeah.
Yeah, can we talk about the artists and the kind of effort that they put into creating these artworks? What was it like for, I know you can't speak for them, but can you talk about the process?
Yeah. So this event is very special, not only to me, but to everybody involved, because I think that when we think about trafficking, we do a lot of discussion about prevention. We talk a lot about, you know, helping people exit and best practices for supporting survivors. But this event is really a celebration of their healing, their recovery, where they are now in their journey. And I think that it just takes a different spin on this issue to help people see survivors in a different light.
Okay, how prevalent is human trafficking in the city of Ottawa?
Yeah, so we have a large number of reported cases in Ontario. I do warn people that we really do rely on police-reported cases to get statistics, and that is not always an accurate representation because people don't feel comfortable coming forward to police often. But I will say I've worked in this field for 6.5 years, and I know various people who work for different agencies. Everywhere has wait lists, so we really don't have enough services to meet the needs of people who are affected by this at this point in time.
Yeah, and that's why you have this type of an event, raising funds to help to fund these agencies that will help those individuals. How can one tell if somebody is the victim of human trafficking?
It's very difficult, especially in the early stages of trafficking. It is hard because the signs can be so subtle. I usually kind of resort to 3 different signs. That can be a new, fast-moving, and important relationship in that person's life, but that is also kept quite secret. Pulling away from family and friends, school, hobbies, things like that, and then maybe having items that are typically out of that person's financial reach. If you are concerned about somebody or looking to learn more about the issue, you can call the Canadian Centre to End Human Trafficking for more information.
The Canadian Centre to End Human Trafficking. If you are concerned, want any more information. Okay. This event here is about healing, which I think is so wonderful. You have some of the victims of human trafficking actually creating artwork, so there's a healing purpose involved in the event as well.
Creative expression, I think, is an amazing way to tell your story and celebrate yourself and show a piece of your identity. And each piece is different, you know?
It is beautiful. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Sarah, for coming by. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
This is a wonderful event. Now, we were talking about the possibility of human trafficking and sexual violence, so I just want to let our viewers know if you are a victim of it or you need any help regarding that, you can call 1-833-900-1010. Once again, 833-900-1010. Sarah, and we also have the crisis hotline, the Ottawa Rape Crisis Center hotline, 613-562-2333. Sarah, once again, thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me.
Your morning just got a little brighter. Start your day with CTV Your Morning, and you could win $20,000. For your chance to win, watch CTV Your Morning Ottawa, weekday mornings 6 to 9.
Welcome back. Here are the big stories happening today on Your Morning Ottawa. Ottawa City Council has voted to leave the back-to-office mandate for City of Ottawa workers in place. An employee at the Royal Bank of Canada has been officially charged with accessing the bank records of Prime Minister Mark Carney. And Ottawa police are investigating a third fire at a magic mushroom dispensary this month, and they have deemed it suspicious.
Wet start to your Thursday morning. We're seeing some scattered showers out there to start things off, and we will see scattered showers into the afternoon and right through into your evening hours today. A daytime high of 20 late this afternoon, so a little bit above seasonal into your day ahead. We could see up to 25 millimeters of rain in the forecast this afternoon. On your roads this morning, still nothing major to report, but we're seeing heavy volume now, 416 all the way to Bronson. It is quite slow if you're moving eastbound on the Queensway this morning. We are seeing bumper-to-bumper traffic. There's a look at it right now, but the good news is we are collision-free. Well, it is National Comic Book Day, and we are celebrating with local comic book enthusiast and owner of Nefarious Comics, Ryan Jordan. Good morning to you.
Hey, thanks so much. Now, maybe National Comic Book Day today for you guys, but it's been National Comic Book Day for me for probably the last 30 years.
Oh, my goodness. I love that so much, and that's why you're the owner of a comic book store. Tell us how is everything going?
Everything's going great. We just came off a very busy convention circuit, so now we're focusing more on in-store stuff and in-community events.
Okay, amazing. And there's some great kind of local and Canadian comic book, illustrators and authors.
Yes, Melissa, there sure is. So I want to start over here. Captain Canuck, done by Richard Comley out of Calgary.
Ooh.
Signed by Richard Comley, really great. Now, from our friends down in Hamilton, we have Anne Purvo and Christopher Giroux doing Dr. Awesome Woman, a really, really nice book that we have at the shop as well. Mike Ruth out of Toronto, he's on the Savage Story to Conan right now, just a great guy. Ottawa's own Tom Fowler doing some great covers for Cruel Universe. And I would be remiss if I didn't bring up my friend Rob Justice, who just published a children's book with DC, Superman's Good Guy Gang.
Amazing.
I know. Now, I hope I don't want to leave anything out. This is our own cover for Archie Meets James Silent Bob, #1, done by Canadian superstar Andrew Thomas. This guy is just a treat. I'm really fortunate to get to know and work with a bunch of these people.
I didn't realize there were so many local, comic book illustrators and writers out there as well.
Yes, we are so fortunate. Now, I didn't bring up these two guys, Jeff Isherwood, who was on Conan and Doctor Strange for the longest time, and Ron Sutton, who's a member of the Will Eisner Comic Book Hall of Fame. Cool. These guys are all living and operating in Ottawa, and we're really fortunate.
That's incredible. That's so cool. Okay, tell us about the top sellers that you have at your store.
Great. So, we do a lot of good business with new comic books. Marvel Zombies, it's a new show on Disney. That just came out yesterday. Exquisite Corpses.
Brand new.
Oh, yeah, it's a great show. James Tynion just came out. Deadpool and Batman. This is the first intercompany crossover between DC and Marvel in about 20 years. Now, you can either get that in the single issues or in the hardcover. There's all sorts of different covers. Now, the Absolute Batman line is a great jumping on point for new readers, which you don't need to have like 40 years worth of continuity. It's a new imprint, a new universe in which Batman doesn't have his money, and that's probably a top seller at the store.
Oh my goodness, that's so cool. And let's talk about the sense of community that you get with comic books.
Yeah, so here's the thing. For us, we've really discovered that comics kind of transcend the physical medium and really help to develop a sense of community amongst the fans.
I love that.
So some of the local events we have coming up, we're working with the Wallace Gallery down on Bank Street. On Monday, we're doing a How to Draw Comics, the classic method, with Ron Sutton, who we were talking about earlier. And a lot of people are using iPads to design comics these days. Ron's going old school. He's going to talk about how to lay it out on your 11x17 board.
So like pen and paper.
Pen and paper, man.
I love that.
And
that's amazing.
Yes, and believe it or not, Ninja Turtles, you guys were talking about favorite cartoons.
We were, yeah.
Ninja Turtles has to be one of mine. The 35th anniversary of the release of the first film is just upon us, and we're sponsoring the re-release at the Mayfair Theatre this September 28th and 29th.
So cool.
I know, a lot of great opportunities for people to get out, interact with the community, and really have some fun.
Amazing. And where are you located? Where can people check you out?
Yes, we're at 386A Bank Street in Centertown, where I live and work. That's at Bank and James.
Live, work, and play. I love it so much. NefariousComics.com. Of course, if you have any other questions, thank you so much, Ryan, for joining us today.
Thank you.
And happy National Comic Book Day to you. Rosie.
Thank you so much, Melissa. Joanna Hazy, she's a holistic nutritionist, and we're here to talk about gut health because most people think gut health begins and ends with digestion, but that is actually not the case. Joanna, thank you for coming on the show. Beforehand, we were just talking about how important it is, gut health, right? But it doesn't just start with what you're eating, right?
No, it doesn't. And
Okay.
actually, I have a question for you.
Okay.
What do you think primary and secondary foods are?
Primary and secondary foods. Primary foods are, I would say, maybe whole foods, if you will. You know, maybe. So that's the stuff that hasn't been processed, and your grandmother would recognize it. And then secondary foods, I don't know, maybe highly processed foods? Okay, that's my best guess.
It's a good guess. It's
Okay.
a good guess. And actually, no.
Okay.
It's actually primary foods are more love, connection, relationships, creativity, spirituality, what nourishes your soul. That are primary foods.
Okay.
And then secondary food, yes, are unprocessed foods, good whole foods that your grandmother would eat, like you said.
Okay.
So it's really important to know that when it comes to gut health, because what nourishes your nervous system in a way that you are in a restful place, in a rest and digest, will then allow you to digest and absorb the nutrients that you have from whole nourishing foods.
Primary foods are foods that come like with love and comfort you, is what you're saying, right?
Exactly.
Can you give me an example?
Of course, yeah. So it will be about, and I give you some props here, but you know, obviously family. This is you know, family and friends, spending time with them. Maybe journaling in the frame of gratitude journaling, being grateful in life, playing with your family, you know, play like a game night. And then of course sleep, self-care, those things where you actually nourish yourself and maybe a sense of purpose to know that what you do makes sense for you.
So, Joanna, what you're saying is running around, rushing and eating and just, you know, going from one stressful event to another, that's not the proper way to consume food, and that's not going to help your gut health, right?
No. And as I like to say, there's only so much kale you can eat.
Yes.
Nothing's gonna outdo a bad diet for sure.
Okay,
but
sure.
if you have ruminating thoughts, feel lonely, sad, have a lack of joy and purpose, well, that will inform your gut. You're in a state of survival. And in that sense, then you'll tell your gut, well, it's no time to digest. It's time to run away from the lion. Yes, it's a biological response. Of course, we don't have lions to run from anymore, but those stressors are exactly the same in terms of biochemistry.
So even if, you know, it takes me back when you think of a family, maybe even a family that prays before they eat. It almost they're taking a moment to give thanks, to just say, okay, we're here and we're about to eat and we're grateful for this food. And I have that image in my head when you talk about relieving the stress before you eat. That could be a great way to do it. If you're not religious, there's another way, just taking a moment.
Of course, other ways, whatever works for you, whatever fills your soul. But I think, you know, if we think in terms of takeaways when it comes to your gut, stress management for sure via play, joy, purpose, connection, right? And then of course, you know, when it comes to foods, colorful foods, a variety of foods, honoring your food sensitivities. I know a lot of people who tell me, well, I don't digest dairy very well, but I'll still eat it from time to time. No,
honor your body because it's talking to you.
Honor your body, exactly.
It's talking to you.
Listen to it.
Joanna,
and then sleep.
Joanna Hasey. Oh, and sleep. You need sleep. You absolutely need sleep.
One.
Joanna Hasey, registered holistic nutritionist, talking about gut health and starting off with calm yourself down, appreciate your surroundings and your family so that you can properly digest food. It's been a pleasure talking with you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Will, over to you.
Well, the Bennett Real Estate Rundown is coming up. We're going to be looking at some amazing properties. We are hanging out in the Your Morning Ottawa Lazy Boy Lounge, something you don't want to miss because we always like to look at these fancy homes. That's coming right up next. You should have ran in. You should have ran in.
Hey. CTV and TSN 1200 want you to be the Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week. Your team could win $1,000 for new equipment, tournament fees, or an incredible team party.
Shoot us a quick video uploaded at ctvottawa.ca. Whether it's hockey, ringette, choir, band, or any team in between. Each week, the winning team will join us live in studio at CTV Ottawa at 6 to claim their prize.
Enter today for your chance to be Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week.
The National Capital Region is jam-packed with incredible experiences you don't want to miss. Hey, I'm Sneha Taylor, your iHeartRadio Weekender, powered by Barhaven Ford. Get the inside scoop on all the biggest and best events every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on CTV, Move 100, Pure Country 94, TSN 1200, and News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford dealership, and Ontario's #1 Ford EV dealer.
morning. Happy Thursday. I'm Rosie Edda.
I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb, and we are starting off the day looking a little gray and a little wet, unfortunately, but good news, the weekend looks great.
Okay, we do need that rain, which
We
is a good
absolutely
thing.
do.
Free car wash. There you go, right?
That's a good way to look at it.
Positive thinking.
All right, we got to get to today's top stories. Ottawa City Council has voted to leave the back-to-office mandate for City of Ottawa workers in place, despite one councillor's efforts to rescind the mandate. The plan will send employees back to the office 5 days a week in January, while allowing for flexibility for hybrid work arrangements. Unions representing government workers rallied outside City Hall yesterday, protesting the city manager's plan to bring staff back to the office 5 days a week. Inside council chambers, Councillor Jeff Leeper's motion to rescind the 5-day office mandate never even made it to a vote. Instead, councillors voted to stand by City Manager Wendy Stephenson's authority to make staffing decisions, but also asked her to encourage managers to accommodate and even maintain hybrid work arrangements wherever possible.
We still have our alternative work arrangement policy. That's not going away. But what it means is that as an employer and in consultation with our employees, we're going to have a conversation about what that in-office coverage looks like over a 5-day period.
The city says roughly 93% of city staff are already in the workplace daily, impacting only a minority of city workers.
An employee at the Royal Bank of Canada has been officially charged with accessing the bank records of Prime Minister Mark Carney. Finance Minister François-Philippe Champagne was asked about this leaving yesterday's caucus meeting.
I have barely seen the report, so it's difficult for me to comment on something specific, but it just reinforced that we need to have strong procedures in place, obviously, to preserve privacy, and it applies to all Canadians.
The RCMP have charged 23-year-old Ibrahim El Hakim of Ottawa with fraud over $5,000, unauthorized use of a computer, identity theft, and trafficking in identity information. RBC says the individual named is no longer employed at the bank. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Mark Carney is headed to the UK later today talking trade. Over the next 3 days, Carney will meet with UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer and the Prime Ministers of Iceland, Australia, Spain, and Denmark. Carney is also expected to sit down with business leaders and investors as part of a push to advance trade with international partners.
The current mandate for public service workers to be in the office at least 3 days a week is throwing a wrench in the federal government's plan to offload a big portion of its office space. The government had initially planned to offload 50% of its office portfolio by 2034, generating a savings of $3.9 billion over the next 10 years. It's now projecting it will get rid of about 33%. Public Services and Procurement Canada says changes in hybrid work, the requirement for employees to be in the office at least 3 days a week, along with growth in the public service, means they need more office space.
Not unsurprising to me, given what I know about the broader federal government. I'm lucky enough that my organization has done a really good job with in-office space. We haven't needed to sort of sit on the floors or fight for space.
In a statement, the president of the Public Service Alliance of Canada says the irony would be comical if it weren't tragic. We've made it clear for years that remote work would save the government billions of dollars. Instead, they're firing thousands of workers and putting Canada's public services at risk.
Ottawa police are investigating a third fire at a Magic Mushroom dispensary this month. Emergency crews were called to the Fun Guys store on Bank Street in Centertown yesterday. Police have deemed the fire suspicious, and the arson unit is now leading the investigation. The extent of the damage is not clear, but the door of the building is charred. Well, Doug Ford has called photo radar cameras a cash grab for weeks, saying that there are better ways to slow down drivers, and he's hinting that legislation might be on the way. Now, Ottawa's police chief is weighing in on the Premier's push for municipalities across the province to get rid of them.
We've seen cameras working here now for a number of years. I think we've all driven through them. I have as well, too. And this is about changing behavior. And I can tell you, when I drive through an area where there's cameras, everyone's slowing down around me. And that's a good thing. That means that they're working.
Well, Ford is proposing replacing speed cameras with other traffic calming measures like speed bumps and flashing signs in school zones. The Ontario Association of Chiefs of Police say the cameras work and they help free up police resources. There are currently 60 photo radar cameras with plans put up for another 24 by the end of this year, but it is unclear if any upcoming provincial legislation could impact those plans.
A new poll shows Ontario residents are split on whether the province should eliminate school board trustees. The provincial education minister has floated the idea amid a review of the governance of school boards across the province. Abacus data surveyed 2,000 Ontario residents. 33% said they would support getting rid of elected trustees, while 36% were opposed. 25% of respondents were unsure.
A retrospective celebrating Giorgio Armani's work has just opened in Milan.
Yeah, it's showcasing more than 100 creations, which include rare dresses and suits that have defined the designer's understated elegance and style.
It comes just weeks after Armani's death at 91 in Milan, but it was planned before now, so the event was planned with his input. The retrospective will be open until January.
Look at that.
My gosh.
Stunning.
Get into that detail, the cuts, the classic style. I mean, some of the works were created decades ago, but still, you put it on today, it's an Armani suit. You're good.
Exactly.
Looks amazing.
And you know the difference too when you know, there are certain things in certain clothing, as you both know, that you can like fake it and you don't have to get, but there are certain elements like suits and certain dresses that you can't fake that. And as soon as you put it on, you go, oh yeah, like this
Quality.
is the stuff.
So nice.
Absolutely.
Indeed. So will our Armani suits get wet today?
Yes, we need an Armani umbrella if there's such thing. That's what you need in the forecast, or maybe an Armani rain jacket.
That'd be cool.
Or boots. Yes. The whole suit, the whole rain suit. We are seeing some light scattered showers out there this morning, but of course we need this rain, so it's okay. We're going to get all the rain out of the way throughout the work week, and then the weekend is going to be nice, sunny, and dry. So we will see these scattered showers kind of lingering off and on throughout the day ahead. Some breaks from the rain as well. Could even see a tiny bit of sunshine in the forecast late this afternoon. Upwards of 25 millimeters of rain by the end of the day today. Now this system will clear out by your overnight. Tomorrow morning we'll start off nice and sunny, but then into the afternoon tomorrow we could see more of these spotty showers in the forecast. The good news is look at Saturday. Beautiful. Hardly any clouds in sight to see, so we will see lots of sunshine as we head into the weekend forecast. Temps today a little bit above the norm, so average is around 17.6. Will be above that into your day ahead. 20 is your daytime high today here in the city. 21 along the Seaway, out in Kingston also sitting at 21 for your daytime high. 20 in the Valley for today, 18 in Kittigan-Zippy. So for kids heading out to recess today, might be a little bit of a wet recess. Hopefully you packed your umbrella, your boots, and your jacket today, because we could see those scattered showers throughout your morning recess, right through continuing into your afternoon recess. Of course, we will reach that daytime high by 1 p.m., which is 20 degrees. So a little bit wet for the kids today to play outside, but that's okay because we have lots more sunny days on the way. Tomorrow, sunshine in the morning, those scattered showers in the afternoon. 24 is the daytime high. Then the weekend, spectacular. 23 for Saturday, mainly sunny skies, even hotter on Sunday with a high of 26. And next week, the summer-like conditions will continue. On your roads this hour, here's a live look at your time saver traffic. In eastbound on the 417, we are seeing volume build at the 416 split. That continues into Bronson. Look at that traffic right now. Heading west on the Queensway, also seeing slowdowns between Walkley and Parkdale. 174, very congested from 10th line right through until the 417. So, of course, wet pavement out there as well. So pack your patience and some extra time on the drive-in.
Traffic brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers. 1-800-JUSTICE.
Well, this week's Bennett Real Estate Rundown is taking us to not one, not two, but 3 luxury properties on the market right now. Taylor Bennett joins us, and we are going to start with a beautiful home in the Richmond area, which we are very excited to show you.
Yes, we have a fantastic home out there. It's all these homes are stunning from the inside to the outside. They're very low maintenance. They have a lot of extra little features that regular homes don't tend to have. They do have a higher price point, of course, but the price is absolutely worth it. So we're going to take a closer look here at some of these fantastic properties I brought along here.
Yeah, all right, here it is. This is the one that I've been waiting to see.
Yes, this one here, fantastic home here, Westwood Drive. Now, this one's actually not the one in Richmond. This was the one that's a little bit closer to Algonquin College, and just have a look at that stunning kitchen there. It is fully loaded kitchen. kitchen. Very big and open concept there as well. Can you just imagine Thanksgiving dinners, Christmas dinners there? You could be entertaining in your kitchen area while your guests are still watching TV. Bedrooms are spacious, coffered ceilings as well. The ensuite bathroom fully loaded just like the kitchen. And now we're downstairs here in the basement with a wet bar down here. Outside, you've got another TV area, saltwater pool that's out there. So really, anything you're looking for in a luxury home, you're going to find it at this property here at 10 Westwood.
And that, like the covered porch there with the TV in the back area, I mean, if that doesn't scream like elegance and luxury, I don't know what does.
Absolutely. So a lot of people think, okay, well, I got to buy a luxury home, I got to improve this or customize it to my lifestyle. I mean, that house pretty much has everything you need to. 3 or 4 different TV areas, of course, and so every detail has been pretty much accustomed to in terms of the baseboards, coffered ceilings, lights, everything is pretty much ready to go for you.
Amazing. And that outside, Taylor, are you going like sports? Are you going family movies? What's on that TV outside?
Probably a little more sports, probably. Yeah, some Monday Night Football right now for sure, and yeah, let's go coach hockey and baseball. Everything is going on right now. It'd be a perfect time to have that TV outside.
Yeah, it really would, especially with the temperatures. All right, what's the second one you got for us? This is in the middle of the two.
Yes, this one here, a fantastic home here, listed at $1.2 million here. Now this one a little bit smaller. It's a 4-bedroom, but of course a lot of the details just like the other one. Fully loaded kitchen that you see in there. Lovely TV area. You got all those natural light being brought in by those big oversized windows as well. This also sits on a 60-foot wide lot, so big backyard, big front yard. Ensuite bathroom here as well, 5-piece with the 2 sinks. Very spacious bedrooms. You can get a king-size bed in there without any problem. Finished lower level as well, so additional square footage for the kids to enjoy. And you can see a look there at that really big spacious backyard. Again, 60-foot wide and a 3-car garage. I forgot to mention at the top of the show here. So if you have an extra car, or maybe you have a summer car, winter car, or something like that, you've got extra accommodation for that on site.
Maybe a little golf simulator in the third one.
Sure, whatever you like to, absolutely. Maybe you don't need that extra car, so you can certainly use it. It's never a bad idea to have that extra storage. Keep those cars protected because we do have nasty winters here, so nice to have your nicer cars protected from the elements.
Yeah, that's so nice. That extra space goes such a long way in the garage. Sure. All right, what's the third one you got for us today?
The third one here. Now, this one's a bungalow, so this one's listed at $1,040,000, $1,039,900 to be exact. 2-car garage, 3-bedroom property, all one level on the upstairs. You've got 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms upstairs. You've also got 3 bedrooms downstairs on the lower level, so if you do have kids moving back in with you, or maybe they travel and they stay with you for a long period of time, they can have their own lower level downstairs as well. Big spacious bedrooms on both levels as well. You'll be able to get at least a queen-size bed, if not a king-size bed in each one of those bedrooms. And then outside, a nice low-maintenance deck area and a grass area. A lot of times when you have a nice kind of big deck, usually it's the only thing that dominates your backyard. You don't get any grass. You're going to see in the backyard there a nice covered porch area.
Yeah.
Low maintenance, gas barbecue as well. And there's also a strip of grass where you could put a little badminton net or something like that for the grandkids to come and play. So you get the best of both worlds outside. A nice quiet crescent as well, so you're not going to have any neighbors really driving by you. So it's nice and quiet. 123 Elephant Street is the address, very easy to remember.
How cozy is that house, right? You get that little, especially that little kind of nature background feel when you come in, where it just feels secluded in your own environment.
Yeah, for sure. And a lot of times too, when you have a bungalow like that, you have to do a little bit of updates here and there, customize it to your lifestyle. But if you're looking for one-level living, you're downsizing right now, you don't need those extra bedrooms for the kids, but you like having those downstairs in case the kids visit, perfect home for you.
Love it. Amazing 3 homes, those luxury homes on the market. Taylor, always appreciate your time, my friend.
Anytime. Glad to be here.
And don't forget, you can listen to The Real Estate Show and Will Show with Marty Bennett every Saturday, 1 p.m. on News Talk 580 CFRA. Rosie, over to you with some fun.
Your morning just got a whole lot richer. We are giving away $20,000, and it's now time for today's code word. Imagine what you can do with an extra 20 grand, a dream vacation, home renovations, paying off bills. All the possibilities are endless. Today's code word is 1,000. Head to the contest page on ctvottawa.ca or scan the QR code on your screen. Enter the code word 1,000 along with your info for your chance to win CTV Your Morning Ottawa's $20,000 giveaway. Make sure to watch us tomorrow for a brand new code word. Good luck. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam. It's a wet start to your day, so don't forget the umbrella before you head on out. Good morning, Ottawa.
Step into a new season with style inspiration from the Shop List pop-up shop at Saint Laurent this weekend. And here to explain how the event works and, of course, some of those top trends we're seeing in stores for fall is marketing manager Alicia Davidson. Good morning to you. Good morning. Such a great event. Can you kind of explain this fun event that you had that last weekend and now this weekend here at Saint Laurent?
So the concept is that you can shop your look, you can browse in-store styles right at this store in Center Court.
Amazing.
So you want to come down, you want to be there. It's Saturday and Sunday, 11 to 4. We have special stylists on site to help you find your new look.
I love it. So you're going to have racks like this set up with some great Canadian retailers on. How does it work with people want to check out what they have?
Yeah, so for example, we're bringing digital now to the shopping experience.
I love that.
So on our website, you can have everything right at your fingertips. You can browse in-stock styles, sizes, and colors directly on site.
Okay, so you can create your wish list right online. You favorite the items, and what can you do with that? Can you send it to people to make it nice and easy to shop for you?
Absolutely. So for those that don't know what to buy, you can obviously make a wish list here. You just heart the items on the far right, and you can make your wish list and easily send it to friends, family, those that don't know what to buy.
Your husband for Christmas. This
Absolutely.
is perfect. Now there's no excuse as to, you didn't know what I wanted for Christmas. I love that. Okay, let's talk about the event this weekend because making it super easy to shop as well. All you have to do is scan this QR code.
So you just scan the code, you make your wish list, send it away, and then you're entered to win a $1,000 gift card, which I wish I could win.
Oh my goodness, amazing. And so many beautiful fashions that we're seeing as well. Let's take a look at some of the top accessories we are seeing for fall this year as well.
So we have styles by Aldo here. We have Melanie Lynn. We also have Sport Check for those that are getting outdoorsy this season, going for hikes. So you can really get everything you need all in one space, and you can search your look before, make your wish list, and stop at all the stores on the way.
Oh my goodness, and I'm seeing so much color and texture for fall. Is that literally what we're seeing in stores?
Yeah, it's the texture differences that you want to look for. So if you're doing different trends of styles, where you're doing leather, you're doing, different knits, they're fantastic.
Okay, did you bring this for me? Because
it's fantastic.
This has my name written all over. You have a little leather, a little soft knit, a fun little hat, and great Canadian retailers in Saint Laurent as well.
Yeah, we have Roots, Melanie Lynn, but we have multiple retailers, Sport Check. You can really find everything you need all under one roof here. So it just makes it easier than ever. You can also send digital gift cards.
Okay.
So if you really can't find what you need, which we highly doubt, you could just send a gift card with a little greeting to your friends and family.
Oh my goodness, making it super easy, especially if you don't live in Ottawa, you can send it to someone who lives here, makes it super easy. Let's talk about some new retailers coming to Saint Laurent very soon as well.
Very exciting. So we're finally announcing that next Friday, H&M is opening at Saint Laurent. So we have a grand opening event, which you don't want to miss. You can win more gift cards, you can win swag. The first 100 people can win those gift cards. So line up, get there early, get your coffee, you're good to go.
I love it. Okay, let's really quickly just look at some of these fashions because I'm eyeing these beautiful jackets and great things for men as well.
Yeah, we have lots of wonderful tailored items. So it's looking at stuff that's affordable, but also stuff that's staples for your wardrobe. So we have Coats & Co. here available at Saint Laurent. We have Suit Shark. Then we're going over to like Reitmans and Rickies. So really everything that you could need. And then for the kids over here, we have Roots. Lovely style. Like just feel this. It's so soft.
Wow.
I want to just get into it right now.
Oh my goodness,
cozy up.
that is so cute. What size is this? Because I have a 40 and a 60 small. Perfect.
Definitely. And then Children's Place as well for something for school because school is in full swing at this point.
I actually do a lot of my shopping at the Children's Place. They have really cute items and very great price points as well. Where can people go for more information?
You can go on our website and you can explore the shop list now. It's live. You can send digital gift cards now, so it's available to you right at your fingertips. Come down this weekend, enter for the $1,000. It runs until the end of the month.
Amazing. Thank you so much for joining us. Shop SaintLaurent.com for more information and head to the event this weekend. Coming up, why not try something a little different in preparation for Halloween? Instead of carving your pumpkins, we can tell you how you can paint your pumpkins. Our guest is standing by in your morning Lazy Boy Lounge. We'll have that coming up next.
Welcome back, everybody. Just a few minutes before that 8 o'clock hour, and we got some milestone celebrations for September 25th. We got two today. Happy third birthday to our Memphis Love Nono, Claudio, Nona, Carla, Mommy, Daddy, Big Sister Gigi, and your whole loving, crazy family who says your joyous spirit is amazing and always makes their day brighter. Happy birthday from all of us here in Memphis. What a B-day to celebrate. We got a happy 12th birthday to Colton. Love Mom, Nanny, Chase, Kaylee, and Hayden. Happy birthday, buddy. Hope your day is awesome. Maybe a little bit of some rain boots and an umbrella to go along with that fit today. If you have a milestone, we want you to celebrate with us. Send us your birthday announcements for kids who are 13 and younger. So Colton just made the cut. And for those turning 100 years, or maybe even more, we got some wedding anniversaries we want to highlight too, celebrating 50 years or potentially even beyond that. All you have to do is email us, Your Morning Ottawa, milestones@ctv.ca, and we will be sure to get that announcement on air. Taking a look at our Skycam, it is rainy, it is cloudy, it is a little bit cooler than we've seen over the last couple of days. Potentially 15 millimeters in the forecast, but Melissa letting us know Saturday, Sunday, that sunshine makes a return back up north of 20 degrees. Happy Thursday, everybody.
It's Thursday, September 25th.
We're going to have a conversation about what that in-office coverage looks like over a 5-day period.
A mandate to see municipal workers return to the office 5 days a week in the new year will remain in place after hours of debate at City Hall Wednesday.
It just reinforced that we need to have strong procedures in place, obviously, to preserve, privacy, and it applies to all Canadians.
An Ottawa RBC employee has been charged after allegedly accessing Prime Minister Mark Carney's personal banking information.
This is the Evergreen Forest. Quiet, peaceful, serene.
And we meet the creator of the Canadian classic, The Raccoons, as the Ottawa International Animation Festival kicks off. Your Morning Ottawa continues right now.
Good morning, I'm Rosie, and
happy Thursday, everybody. I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb. Brought back a little nostalgia seeing that little snippet of the raccoons in the Evergreen Forest.
I can't believe it's been 40 years.
Right?
That's time really flies. And that's a Canadian cartoon.
I love it.
Right. We're going to be talking to the creator a little bit later on in the show. But right now, we're going to get to today's top stories. Ottawa City Council has voted to leave the back-to-office mandate for City of Ottawa workers in place, despite one councillor's efforts to rescind the mandate. The plan will send employees back to the office 5 days a week in January, while allowing for flexibility for hybrid work arrangements. Unions representing government workers rallied outside City Hall yesterday, protesting the city manager's plan to bring staff back to the office 5 days a week. Inside council chambers, Councillor Jeff Leeper's motion to rescind the 5-day office mandate never even made it to a vote. Instead, councillors voted to stand by City Manager Wendy Stephenson's authority to make staffing decisions, but also asked her to encourage managers to accommodate and even maintain hybrid work arrangements wherever possible.
We still have our alternative work arrangement policy. That's not going away. But what it means is that as an employer and in consultation with our employees, we're going to have a conversation about what that in-office coverage looks like over a 5-day period.
The city says roughly 93% of city staff are already in the workplace daily, impacting only a minority of city workers.
An employee at the Royal Bank of Canada has been officially charged with accessing the bank records of Prime Minister Mark Carney. Finance Minister Francois-Philippe Champagne was asked about this while leaving yesterday's caucus meeting.
I have barely seen the report, so it's difficult for me to comment on something specific, but it just reinforced that we need to have strong procedures in place, obviously, to preserve, privacy, and it applies to all Canadians.
The RCMP have charged 23-year-old Ibrahim El Hakim of Ottawa with fraud over $5,000, unauthorized use of a computer, identity theft, and trafficking in identity information. RBC says the individual named is no longer employed at the bank. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Mark Carney is headed to the UK later today, talking trade. Over the next 3 days, Carney will meet with UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer and the Prime Ministers of Iceland, Australia, Spain, and Denmark. Carney is also expected to sit down with business leaders and investors as part of a push to advance trade with international partners.
The current mandate for public service workers to be in the office at least 3 days a week is throwing a wrench in the federal government's plan to offload a big portion of its office space. The government had initially planned to offload 50% of its office portfolio by 2034, generating a savings of $3.9 billion over the next 10 years. It's now projecting it will get rid of about 33%. Public Services and Procurement Canada says changes in hybrid work, the requirement for employees to be in the office at least 3 days a week, along with growth in the public service means they need more office space.
Not unsurprising to me, given what I know about the broader federal government. I'm lucky enough that my organization has done a really good job with in-office space. We haven't needed to sort of sit on the floors or fight for space.
In a statement, the president of the Public Service Alliance of Canada says the irony would be comical if it weren't tragic. We've made it clear for years that remote work would save the government billions of dollars. Instead, they are firing thousands of workers and putting Canada's public services at risk.
Doug Ford has called photo radar cameras a cash grab for weeks, saying that there's better ways to slow down drivers, and he's hinting that legislation is on the way. Now Ottawa's police chief is weighing in on Premier's push for municipalities across the province to get rid of them.
We've seen cameras working here now for a number of years. I think we've all driven through them. I have as well too. And this is about changing behavior. And I can tell you, when I drive through an area where there's cameras, everyone's slowing down around me. And that's a good thing. That means that they're working.
Well, Ford is proposing replacing speed cameras with other traffic calming measures like speed bumps and flashing signs in school zones. The Ontario Association of Chiefs of Police say, quote, the cameras work and help free up police resources. There are currently 60 photo radar cameras with plans to put up another 24 by the end of the year, but it is unclear if any upcoming provincial legislation could impact those plans.
A photographer from northern Manitoba says she sees resilience in these incredible grad photos she shot earlier this year.
Brandy Bloxham captured these photos outside of Flin Flon in late May with a wall of smoke and flames in the background. Less than 24 hours later, thousands of people, including Bloxham, and the people in the photos were all forced to leave the community for safety.
Bloxham also says there's something ironic in these images, the uncertainty of young grads as well as for the town. At the time, dramatic shots.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful.
They do make for stunning images. I mean, that backdrop, gorgeous.
Amazing. You'd always think that they weren't real. And then I love, and like this, I know you love art, I love we talk about art, but it's just so cool when you have that perspective on that. You know, maybe this is a sign of the future just in a photo, what it can grasp by just looking at something like that.
Yeah. Picture's worth 1,000 words or more.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, we talk a lot, so it could be more than 1,000 words.
Yeah. We're going to see some raindrops in our pictures today with our kids. Might be, you know, raindrops and rain boots and raincoats and umbrellas if you're taking photos today because it's a little bit wet out there. We're going to continue to see this wet weather throughout the day ahead. Temps have dropped a little bit, so we're sitting at 14 now. We were kind of fluctuating between 15 and 16 earlier this morning. Still quite mild across the region to start off your day, but this is what we're seeing in our skies right now. All that green on our satellite radar is the rain. So it started raining very early this morning. We're kind of seeing rain scattered off and on throughout the day ahead. Could see some breaks from the rain into your afternoon as well, but overall we could see upwards of 15 to 25 millimeters of rain by the end of the day. Now skies will clear up overnight tonight and into your day tomorrow. Some sunshine to start off your Friday, but we could see these spotty little showers into your afternoon. So we could still see some more wet weather on the way tomorrow. The great news is the weekend looking very dry and very hot, especially as we head into Sunday. Daytime highs today, 20 degrees for us here in the city, so still a little bit above the norm. 21 for Kempville, 20 in Brockville, 21 along the Seaway. The Valley, 20 is your daytime high today. Kittigan Zibi sitting at 18 for your daytime high, but everybody really seeing some wet weather on the way for today. More showers into tomorrow, 24 is the high, but look at these temperatures. I mean, above seasonal from today right through until next week. The weekend is going to feel more like summer than fall. Of course, it's our first full weekend of fall. 23 for Saturday, 26 on Sunday, but again, with these conditions, it's going to feel more like summer. On your roads this hour, here's a live look at your time saver traffic. So the wet weather wreaking havoc on the roads. We have a collision on the westbound collision at 417 at Bronson. It has been cleared. However, it is causing major slowdowns in that area. We're also seeing heavy volume eastbound on the 417, starting at Moody, and that continues right through to Bronson. The 174 seeing congestion at 10th line to the 417. The Champlain and McDonald-Cartier bridges are moving very slowly. So pretty much pack your patience this morning. It is wet out there, and traffic, of course, as a result, is very backed up this hour. Will.
That's some great advice. Well, coming up, why not try something maybe a little different in preparation for Halloween this year? Maybe carving your pumpkin. We tell you how you can paint your pumpkin. Something different, and this is so cool. I've gotten a sneak peek, something that you do not want to miss. We're going to take a look through our Centennial Glass Skycam. As Melissa stated, the rain on and off on your Thursday morning, definitely causing some traffic collisions out there out on the roads. Temperatures, though, will be a little bit cooler than we used to. Sunshine appears a little bit later on, but it is feeling moody on your Thursday. It is 8:10. Good morning, Ottawa.
Your morning just got a little brighter. Start your day with CTV Your Morning, and you could win $20,000. For your chance to win, watch CTV Your Morning Ottawa, weekday mornings 6 to 9.
Halloween is just over a month away, and one way to get into the spirit is to register for a pumpkin painting workshop with our next guest. Seher Beg is an artist and owner of Lettering by Seher, and she joins us this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
This is right up my alley. I absolutely love being crafty. Tell us a little bit about your business.
Yeah, thank you so much. So my business is about art.
Yeah.
Different various craft creative forms. So starting from painting on canvases to doing handwritten ornaments, doing calligraphy notes, and painting murals on walls, on windows.
That.
So it's like a lot of creative stuff I do, and I love doing that. So, and yeah, I also host creative workshops, which is like for team building purposes, for fun, for having relaxing, paint nights. So all these
a little
fun
bit of
creative
everything.
stuff. Yeah,
I love it. Okay, we have some examples of your work as well. Can you kind of walk us through some of the different options that you have? This is beautiful.
Yeah, so this one is signage for a cafe. It's a basically smoothie and shake menu. So I create signages, handwritten. This is done by chalk on the chalkboard.
Okay.
So that's the one I do, and other than chalkboards, I also do on wood signs, like I do acrylics, I do wedding signs. So all those kind of signages that helps businesses to gain more visibility, so that they can tell their customers what they are into, what they're selling. So that's what the signages are.
Beautiful.
Other than that,
okay, gorgeous.
Yeah, so
let's get into the pumpkin workshop, because I want to learn more about this. What do you start with to make your pumpkins?
Okay, so we need a pumpkin, of course,
Yes.
to start with. So the first step would be base layering the pumpkin.
base layer,
So
okay.
I've already painted it with orange, because I really love orange pumpkins.
Yeah,
so
especially this time of the year. It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
right. It's beautiful, right? So yeah, so it's all dried up, ready to be worked on.
Okay.
So the first step would be like in my mind, I want to create a beautiful wreath, which would be like having some fall elements and Halloween elements onto
Okay.
it. So I'll just do a rough sketch for
So you draw it on
Yeah, so I'm
first?
just going to do a rough sketch maybe for a wreath. I'm going to just make a rough circle, and this can be erased because I have razor and this is pencil.
Nice.
So once I got an idea of where my elements would be,
Okay.
my first step would be to choose a bigger element anywhere on my wreath. So for example, I just draw a little bit of circle here and try to create a flower in this circle.
Okay.
Maybe a Halloween element, maybe a little cute ghost here.
Perfect. For timing, could we just get into the painting so we can show people kind of the process of how
Absolutely.
it works? All right.
So I'm going to start with the with painting my flower.
Beautiful.
Okay.
That's so fun.
Yeah, I prefer doing a lighter shade over the
Okay.
dark base, so it pops out more, right?
Right, especially on the orange canvas in the background.
And just a touch of red so it gives a more depth
Ooh,
to it.
so you're kind of mixing colors at the same
Yeah.
time. All right, beautiful. And the workshop is happening October 5th. Are there still spots available
Yes,
for
there are
people to
still
join?
spots available. It's on October 5.
Yeah.
It's a Sunday, so pretty convenient for people.
Yeah.
And definitely it's going to be a fun, relaxing setup. The idea is to, you know, to get into the fall vibes and enjoy, make friends laugh, have fun.
I love
so,
it.
Yeah,
Absolutely
you want to finish
amazing.
the flower?
I'll finish the flower, and this is what the finals will look like as well, because unfortunately we won't have time to show you exactly what it looks like, but I'm going to try and follow your lead here and see if I do an
beautiful.
okay job. I do love being crafty, so I'll get into this and then forget that I have to continue talking. Thank you so much again for joining us. You can head to the website for more information. Of course, register for that great workshop happening on October 5th.
Yeah, thank you.
Will, over to you. How do you like our pumpkin?
I love it. I was telling her earlier, I was like, don't let me wreck the pumpkins because my art needs a lot of work and they're doing such a beautiful job. We know I can't even make a cupcake, so maybe this is the year that I can finally go away from carving a terrible pumpkin. Maybe I can have better luck with some painting. What a great segment. Well, $20,000. Does that sound good to you? It's a contest that we've been running over the last couple of weeks, and you know what? It's time for your daily code word. Imagine what you could do this time of year. Melissa and I stated maybe a little bit towards the mortgage and then the rest towards a nice toasty sauna. Imagine $20,000 this time of year. Oh, it's so fun. We got the code word for you today, and it is 1,000. That's right, 1,000 is today's code word. What you have to do, info, what you can put in that code word, 1,000, scan that QR code on the right side of your screen, put your information in there, ctvottawa.ca, but you have to listen tomorrow as well. We will have a different code word for you each and every day for your chance at CTV, Your Morning Ottawa's $20,000 contest. You know what, $20,000 sounds really good, but we have a treat for you today. Kevin is here. He is the creator of Raccoon, celebrating 40 years.
I just believe I'm actually that old.
This year, it's so amazing. We're going to sit down and talk about the history of the show and, of course, some animation that's going on right now. This is something that you don't want to miss. A real pleasure to have Kevin coming up. We will be right back on Your Morning Ottawa with the rainfall continuing on your Thursday. We're cruising up to 8:20. Happy Thursday, everybody.
Life would be simple in the forest except for Cyril Sneer. And his life would be simple except for the raccoons.
We have a treat for you today. The Ottawa International Animation Festival kicked off yesterday, and this year they are celebrating the 40th anniversary of the animated series, The Raccoons. This series was created by Ottawa-born Kevin Gillis, and guess what? He joins us on CTV Your Morning Ottawa to talk about the show's legacy. We are all so thrilled to have you on this morning.
I'm thrilled to be here.
There's
my hometown.
Yeah, your hometown. There's so many questions we could ask you. We could do the whole show with just you this morning. But first, I want to talk about how did you even come up with this iconic year, now 40 years in?
The original show was the Christmas Raccoons, and it was actually in 1980 we did it, and it was a story actually written by Gary Dunford and myself, and originally was going to be Bruno Gerussi as the star, live action characters, and puppet raccoons, and it morphed into animation and just went from there.
Oh, it's so incredible, and you know, this is so cool. So you actually have some of the original drawings with you today.
I have actually some of the original backgrounds and cells. This is from the Raccoons on Ice. It's where Bert Raccoon gets smished by the bears.
So good!
Actually, we should probably give it to the Ottawa Senators and show them how to do a good check.
I think so too. Yeah, ahead of the upcoming season. What else do you have here for us, Kevin?
I've got the Raccoons and the Lost Star, and this is where the Raccoons escape Cyril Sneer.
Oh my!
It's where we made a big change going from what we call having little check marks on here to none and just straight watercolor painting.
And you're so creative. How do you come up with these ideas? And again, for so many years, to have this continue to be such a success, like where does that creativity come from?
Great writers, great animators, great storyboard artists, great actors, great musicians. I mean, and a lot of them from Ottawa. All the animation was done here in Ottawa, and all of the writing was pretty well between Ottawa and Toronto. In fact, Dan Lalonde, who will be actually moderating one of the talks that I'm doing on Saturday, he was one of our first writers. And he actually wrote a song about Cyril Sneer, too.
Oh, come on.
Which we put in the show. Not where he sings here, but
it's in there.
See if I can line it up properly.
Of course you can. How sweet is this?
A little known fact: cells were painted backwards in order to keep the actual colors within the character lines, the outlines, and that.
Oh, that is so cool. Like things that we would never know.
You'd never know, yeah.
But it's so great because you have a record deal and a feature film on the way.
We're in development on a feature film. It's only taken 40 years. I think I announced it 40 years ago. Hey, what are you going to do next? I'm going to do a feature film. But we have a record deal with 604 Records, owned by Nickelback, and they've got Carly Rae Jepsen on the label, and they're going to be coming out very soon with all 5 albums that we did, totally remastered, and it's going to be great.
Everyone's going to be so excited for that. Environmental focus is a huge key component part on what's happening this weekend in the 40th anniversary.
Yeah.
Can you speak to that from your point of view?
Well, it was a major theme all the way through the specials and the series. In fact, we got the federal Federal Ministers of the Environment Award. It was actually Jean Charest who presented it to us for communicating environmental awareness to young people. That was back in the late 80s. Even today, most of our social media talks to us about, that millennials who now have kids of their own, their first introduction to conservation of wildlife, protection, the environment, climate change. That was their first introduction, and they post it all the time. So.
It's so amazing what you do. And Kevin, if you could summarize, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit here.
Oh boy.
In a sentence or two, your passion for the project and for aspiring artists like yourself and creativity, what would some advice be?
Stick with it. It's a tough game, but if you make it, you can have a long run, obviously. But stick with it, and go with your gut, and be patient.
I love that. Such a pleasure having you on, creator of the Raccoons. We're all so thrilled having the original drawings here with us today. Congratulations on 40 years and 40 years more, baby.
Hey, I hope so.
Congratulations, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Will.
Well, serving up drink combinations that you might not ever think of with Bouge. That's coming up next in our Delorier kitchen. Stay with us. We got some tasty treats on the way. We will be right back.
Good morning, welcome. I'm Rosie Edda.
I'm Will Aiello.
And I'm Melissa Lamb.
And we are so glad that you can join us this very wet Thursday morning.
Yeah, very wet out there right now. The good news is we're going to get the wet weather out of the way throughout the work week. The weekend is looking beautiful.
I love that.
And warmer than it was even expected yesterday. So I think maybe some runs this weekend, maybe getting outside.
Could do that little hill work.
It's going to be hot this weekend.
Yeah?
That's great. Yeah,
okay, that is good news. All right, we got to get to today's top stories. Ottawa City Council has voted to leave the back-to-office mandate for City of Ottawa workers in place, despite one councillor's efforts to rescind the mandate. The plan will send employees back to the office 5 days a week in January, while allowing for flexibility for hybrid work arrangements. Unions representing Government workers rallied outside City Hall yesterday, protesting the city manager's plan to bring staff back to the office 5 days a week. Inside council chambers, Councillor Jeff Leaper's motion to rescind the 5-day office mandate never even made it to a vote. Instead, councillors voted to stand by City Manager Wendy Stephenson's authority to make staffing decisions, but also asked her to encourage managers to accommodate and even maintain hybrid work arrangements wherever possible.
We still have our alternative work arrangement policy. That's not going away. But what it means is that as an employer and in consultation with our employees, we're going to have a conversation about what that in-office coverage looks like over a 5-day period.
The city says roughly 93% of city staff are already in the workplace daily, impacting only a minority of city workers.
An employee at the Royal Bank of Canada has been officially charged with accessing the bank records of Prime Minister Mark Carney. Finance Minister François-Philippe Champagne was asked about this while leaving yesterday's caucus meeting.
I have barely seen the report, so it's difficult for me to comment on something specific, but it just reinforced that we need to have strong procedures in place, obviously, to preserve privacy, and it applies to all Canadians.
The RCMP have charged 23-year-old Ibrahim El Hakim of Ottawa with fraud over $5,000, unauthorized use of a computer, identity theft, and trafficking in identity information. RBC says the individual named is no longer employed at the bank. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Mark Carney is headed to the UK a little bit later today, talking trade. Over the next 3 days, Carney will meet with UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer and the Prime Ministers of Iceland, Australia, Spain, and Denmark. Carney is also expected to sit down with business leaders and investors as part of a push to advance trade with international partners.
The current mandate for public service workers to be in the office at least 3 days a week is throwing a wrench in the federal government's plan to offload a big portion of its office space. The government had initially planned to offload 50% of its office portfolio by 2034, generating a savings of $3.9 billion over the next 10 years. It's now projecting it will get rid of about 33%. Public Services and Procurement Canada says changes in hybrid work, the requirement for employees to be in the office at least 3 days a week, along with growth in the public service, means they need more office space.
Not unsurprising to me, given what I know about the broader federal government. I'm lucky enough that my organization has done a really good job with in-office space. We haven't needed to sort of sit on the floors or fight for space.
In a statement, the president of the Public Service Alliance of Canada says the irony would be comical if it weren't tragic. We've made it clear for years that remote work would save the government billions of dollars. Instead, they're firing thousands of workers and putting Canada's public services at risk.
Ottawa police are investigating a third fire at a magic mushroom dispensary this month. Emergency crews were called to the Fun Guy store on Bank Street in Centertown yesterday. Police have deemed the fire suspicious, so the arson unit is now leading the investigation. The extent of the damage is not clear, but the door of the building has been charred.
A new poll shows Ontario residents are split on whether the province should eliminate school board trustees. The provincial education minister has floated the idea amid a review of the governance school boards across the province. Abacus data surveyed 2,000 Ontario residents. 33% said they would support getting rid of elected trustees, while 36% were opposed. 25% of respondents were unsure.
The owners of a Nova Scotia cookie company were paid the ultimate respect after being invited to this year's Emmy Awards.
I was excited about meeting Sharon Stone. She opened our cookies and started eating them on the spot.
Oh.
Love this. The Nova Scotian Cookie Company has 3 flavors: original shortbread, blueberry, and chocolate chip. Oh, my goodness. They are distinct because they are all baked in the shape of a lighthouse.
Owner Jenna Ross and her daughter went to LA and gave their cookies out. Their cookies are baked and packaged in Nova Scotia by Flower Cart Group, a nonprofit provides employment opportunities to adults with intellectual disabilities. Yes, go mom-daughter team, go!
Just love every single thing about this story.
Yeah.
The company, you know, them getting to go to the Emmys, meeting Sharon Stone, her cracking the cookies, opening and eating it on the carpet. I mean, how cool is that?
That was exactly what I was going to say. Love everything about it.
Yeah, so cool. I'm like, we're going to have to find a way to get some over here and taste those cookies.
They sounded pretty good. As I was reading them, that's why I had to stop. I was like, oh, this all sounds very tasty.
Right? Different flavors as well. In our forecast today, we're going to see that rain throughout the day ahead. The good news is temps will be above the norm, so 20 is our daytime high today. Average is about 17.6. We won't break a record. The sun is already up, and it will set before 7 o'clock now. So now the sun is setting before 7 o'clock. It's at 6:53, so no more 12 hours of daylight until March of next year, unfortunately. Currently sitting at 14 degrees, so the temps are really fluctuating this morning. We're seeing that rain. Look at all the green. Some areas seeing some thunder and lightning this morning as well. That's the yellow and orange bits we do see on our screen this morning. Throughout the day ahead, we're going to continue to see these spotty showers off and on right through until your overnight forecast for us. We could see upwards of 15 to 25 millimeters of rain. Now, everything will clear up overnight. Tomorrow morning, it will start off nice and sunny early in your Friday forecast, but then later on in the afternoon is when we could see these spotty showers in the forecast. 20 is our high for us here in the city, so above seasonal. 21 for Kemptville and along the Seaway and down in Kingston. 20 is your daytime high out in the valley for today. 16 in Mont-Tremblant. 18 is the high in Kittigan-Zibi. So some above seasonal temps into your afternoon. And as we head into the weekend, it's going to be quite hot. 24 for tomorrow. Could see those scattered showers into the afternoon. Then the weekend forecast, 23 for Saturday. Sunday, a high of 26. So as we enter our full first week of fall, it's going to feel more like summer, especially next week with temps in the 20s and all that sun. On your roads this morning, here's a live look at your time saver traffic, and still very heavy volume east to west. The rain, of course, making roads a little bit slick, and volume is heavy as a result. We are collision free, which is good news, but you could see the split right through into downtown this morning. Heavy volume, bumper to bumper traffic. Pack your patience this morning on your roads. You'll need it. You could see wet conditions on the drive-in. Still very heavy if you are heading eastbound on the 417 as well. Richmond, Pinecrest, Woodruff in through Carling, quite heavy. You can have a bit of a break at Parkdale in through Bronson this morning.
The Bouge is crafting exciting, sometimes eyebrow-raising beverages and making some noise in the city's coffee scene. And right now, you can find him making some drinks at uncommon places. The Bouge, Kyle Ratchford, welcome.
Thank you.
It's so great to have you
on. It's a pleasure
this program.
to be here.
Tell us about the Bouge, and when did you get started concocting different beverages?
I've been working in the coffee sector and like beverage sector and food sector for most of my adult life, so around 20 years.
Love that.
I quit drinking alcohol about 8 years ago, which led to just a lot more experimentation with other ingredients.
Come on, talk to me now. This is so good.
And it just spitballed from there, and now I just this is where I found my space, is just sort of outside the normal realms of
drinks and ice cream and different concoctions. What are we talking about here? This is beautiful. Oh, got a little matcha going on.
Oh, I got the good matcha in this city.
Right.
Yeah, no, I work with a great company from Northern Ontario called Matcha Dive that really just has the most incredible matcha and hojicha.
Okay, so Kyle, you're bringing joy. That's what you're doing.
Oh, I'm doing my best.
You're bringing joy. You're, you know, because you ever see a kid when they walk off with a good drink or ice cream and then they just start bopping around? That's
so
like,
realistically, that's
so nice.
That's the last like important factor of anything that makes my menu is me having that moment.
Yeah.
It's like that whimsy and that like bringing you back to sort of like a nostalgia, but maybe not necessarily just recreating something from the past, trying to recreate nostalgia through new means.
I love that. What do you got for us today?
Okay, so I've got a little something called There's Always Money in the Banana Stand for you.
Okay, there's always money in the banana stand.
It's a little Arrested Development reference. So essentially what this is like a cold brew root beer with a nice banana foam.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So,
see, that's joy right there.
You know?
Sounds like joy.
Well, and this is, you know, I often describe this as the root beer float that grew up with you.
Okay, where can we find your creations?
So, for the next little bit, I will still be essentially right on the street at Bank and Frank Street.
Bank and Frank Street,
right beside Fauna in a little yellow shipping container.
Yes, okay, okay.
And as well, I'm generally popped up in the side of Urban Art Collective in Hindenburg.
Okay,
so
got
1088
it.
Wellington Street West.
Love it, love the space, yes.
Perfect.
Okay.
So yeah, we're gonna drop some cold coffee in there.
There you go.
We're gonna take a nostalgic classic, some A&W root beer.
Some root beer.
Gonna get that on there.
Yeah, nicely iced as well. Got some
You
nice
know
ice
you
in
gotta
there.
get some ice in there.
So coffee, root beer. So you're creating this. Are you just at home sometimes and go, that's it, got it? Right?
A lot of the time it really just comes from trial and error.
Yeah.
It's like not being afraid to mess up.
There you
And,
go.
You know,
Don't be afraid to mess up. I love that.
I just, you know, I really love a good, it's like finding an ingredient or finding an idea and just running with it. So like my fall menu right now is very entirely based around baked goods from the fall. So cinnamon buns and carrot cakes and lemon squares, all those things.
Okay.
We'll just plop a straw in there for you.
What do you got going on here? Sorry, I got to mix this up. This is amazing. Cream, root beer, coffee, ice.
You're gonna give it a money shot too. Perfect.
I'm not a big coffee drinker, but I'm a drinker of this right here. What do you call this? This is wonderful.
This is called There's Always Money in the Banana Stand.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You told me. This is amazing. I'm doing the dance like I'm a kid again. I'm doing the dance because this is so much fun. This is wonderful, Kyle.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so we can find you, like you said, Urban Art Collective.
Yeah, Urban Art Collective. I'm on Bank and Frank for the next probably week and a half, 2.5 weeks.
I love this. This is wonderful. Wow, this cream is really nice.
And yeah, if you're interested in seeing that specifically as an ice cream, I highly suggest popping by Sadie Beans this weekend.
Oh, right, because you make this into an ice cream. He makes it into an ice cream.
We're working on a little something together.
Okay, great. Kyle, what's happening over here real quick?
So, I mean, the thing about what I do and where I work is that it is deeply embedded in art. You know, I think beverage design is an art form in itself.
Yeah.
And, you know, just coming into a space that is an art space.
That's
we
the
really
Urban Art Collective, right?
Yeah, we were really able to find harmony in both of our missions and in both of, you know, just the art of what we do.
Yeah, and you do create art. Thank you so much,
my gosh.
Kyle. This is beautiful, wonderful drink here. Love it. And we can see you, like you said, Urban Art Collective.
I'm
You're
around.
creating
I'm around.
wonderful creations here. Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh, my pleasure.
Appreciate you coming by here. Okay, if you know of a great chef or restaurant you think we should feature on our show, let us know. Your Morning Ottawa at ctv.ca. And here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. It's a wet, gray day. That's okay. You can go see Kyle and get yourself a nice little beverage and brighten up the day. You're watching Your Morning Ottawa. We'll be right back.
Your morning just got a little brighter. Start your day with CTV Your Morning, and you could win $20,000. For your chance to win, watch CTV Your Morning Ottawa, weekday mornings 6 to 9.
iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
This weekend, we continue fair season with the Carp Fair, aka the best little fair in Canada. This features all the faves like the heavy horse pull and agricultural shows, the Black Creek Rodeo, a gigantic midway, and even live entertainment from Tyler, Joe Miller, Little Bones, and more. This is all weekend long at the Carp Agricultural Society. Tickets start at just $15, and kids 6 and under get in for free. Next on today's list is the Ottawa Cat Show. If you are a cat lover or even like cats a little bit and want to learn more about them, this is your chance to check out 2 days of everything cat-related that you could possibly imagine, from pet care to guest speakers and even a cat costume contest. Definitely going to be a lot of fun to check out. This is at the Nepean Sportsplex Saturday and Sunday. And don't forget to bring a donation of cat food for local rescues. And last today is the Mammoth Book Sale, hosted by the Friends of the Ottawa Public Library Association. This one features hundreds of used books, CDs, DVDs, and vinyl records for sale, plus board games, children's books, and lots more. It's Saturday only from 10 to 2 at the James Bartleman Centre. As usual, lots more to do this weekend around the capital. For the full list and all the details, check ctvottawa.ca/weekenders. For the iHeartRadio Weekenders, my name's Tanea Taylor. Have a great one.
iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
Well, if you are feeling the September slump already, Afia Francisco is here to help us out. She is here to reset our closets, our homes, and even our mindsets too. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Melissa. I'm going to do all the things this morning.
I absolutely love it. Okay, let's start with our wardrobe. How are we going to reset our wardrobe for September?
Yes, let's start with fashion because we love it. As much as we love summer and it's sad to see it go, true fashionistas really do get excited about the fall because you get to layer. It's an opportunity to have fun with fashion. So with that in mind, I leaned on my friends at Winners here to really bring in those quintessential fall colors. You can see here, this kind of looks like a fallen leaf. You can picture the landscape of the changing trees. We're going to go into those colorscapes just to really emphasize the fall vibe. And it doesn't take a lot because this will immediately update your wardrobe. Similarly to my left, and you're going to see that plaid coat coming up. This is from our friends at Marshall's. And what's great about this is it's that quintessential fall print. So similarly to the color, but in a print, this is going to add an instant injection of the season. As you can see here, layered up with those cozy wools. And that's what both looks have in common at both Winners and Marshalls, is that they're made up of 100% wool, cashmere, designer labels. So it really is a beautiful way to update your wardrobe. And also, I wanted to talk about Specsavers. This is my girl with the glasses here. And this is a really nice way to update your wardrobe as well. We're seeing this big transparent trend happening. Right now, those glasses kind of read a bit dark, but there's a nice transparency to them, that minimalist vibe that we're seeing. And that is an easy way to just really have fun with your look. Go into Specsavers, either a location or online at specsavers.ca. They'll help outfit you with the perfect shape for your face and get you the latest trends at a great price. So that's Specsavers.
I love that so much. Okay, now let's talk how we can reset our homes.
Yes. So again, simplicity, Melissa, is really going to be the name of the game for this because we want to do things quickly, inexpensively, and doesn't take much effort. So something as simple as swapping out your cushions, as you can see here, leaning in on those darker, moodier colors, a bit heavier textures, swapping out the throw, adding maybe a candle. These small adjustments really do make the vibe feel a little bit cozier, more fall-like, and it doesn't have to be expensive. We can gradually build this collection over time. It doesn't have to be everything at once.
I love that idea. And finally, let's talk about how we can reset our mindset.
Yeah, you know, because this is the time of year, like you said, we might be like, the days are getting shorter, it's darker, we know winter's on the horizon. But instead of thinking that, let's reframe it and think like, okay, this is a really nice cozy season. So it might be really small shifts, like swapping your iced coffee for something really cozy, like a beautiful latte that you make at home yourself. So again, affordability at home, but it's that extra bit of luxe to everyday things that just add some pleasure to the day. Maybe some gratitude notes towards the end of the day. 3 things that you saw. Oh, I saw a squirrel playing in the tree. Very simple things, but it allows you to look out for them throughout the day so that hopefully that'll build up and we'll have a really great season.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us today and helping us reset for September.
Thank you so much.
Here's a live look through our sky cam this morning on George Street. And yes, that rain is falling. We are in store for a wet Thursday in the forecast for us. That's okay because the weekend is looking nice and sunny. It is 8:52.
Man, we had such a cool member come on the show today.
Right.
The background here, the raccoons. Kevin Gillis, the owner, the creator of the show, came on celebrating 40 years.
Awesome.
40 years.
That is wonderful. All right, here's a look at what's on the show tomorrow. We are checking out this week's new movies with Mr. Hollywood. We see 3 of Ottawa's hottest properties with the Walker Group, and we get a unique preview of an upcoming concert at Zibby Vivaldi's Four Seasons. So you don't want to miss all of that. Melissa, we've got to keep our umbrella handy. And what do you got there? What's that?
Yeah, so Kevin gave me this 40th anniversary raccoon. So obviously celebrating over 4 decades of an accomplished, right here in Ottawa too, Ottawa raised and born. It was so cool to pick his brain and then have him on the show earlier today. And you saw his original drawings that he made for the show.
So cool.
And we all have connections towards the show.
Yeah, I was telling him after, I'm like, you know, I remember watching this show growing up, and my dad remembers it too, and he's created his own character, Rocky the Raccoon, from the raccoons from back when we were kids, because he remembers watching it, and now my kids are part of Rocky the Raccoon adventures that he tells my kids these tales of Rocky the Raccoon. All inspired by this. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, absolutely. And I love this. Look at
Right?
there you go.
Bringing back
Always
memories.
up to some trouble,
Yes.
no doubt about it. It was wonderful to have him on the show and know that that was all created right here, come from that mind right there. And I love the advice that he gave to folks who are aspiring artists. Never give up.
That's right.
Might take a little while, but you can get there if you don't give up.
And stick to your gut, which is something that we couldn't express more so, because you'll never strive away if you always stick towards what you believe in.
A wet day in the forecast. That's right. Keep the umbrellas handy, but we'll see you here tomorrow morning, bright and early.